plan to string cable between the ranches. Literally, because they wanted to watch fights.
Really?
And they put up a giant antenna. You know, I would love to write a screenplay about this because these guys just wanted to watch sports at their ranches.
They'd have to be, yeah, you just have to make them the characters.
Giant tower was put up. I don't want to talk too much because I was thinking about doing a screenplay because it's a great story. So they're in a bar. They just giant tower. They string to the
and
just to be able to watch these fights.
What happened after that was unbelievable.
They basically took probably the old school big dish, right, and then shared it through a cable system.
They literally shared an antenna.
That's crazy.
And then Charlie.
But yes, I know. I don't say his name anymore, but I got to tell you, he called up on the show, and I finally went off.
You know Charlie Ergen? He's a billionaire. He's a local guy. Now Charlie, he started in a pickup truck with direct broadcast satellites. Then he launched
Dish Network. You're talking about.
We have a lot of great entrepreneurs in Denver.
Yeah, I bet you lunch I can make $400 during the show. Yay or nay? Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. If I don't make 400, you win.
Mark is.
You day trading over there?
I'm in the mood.
It's against the rules of the show.
I'll tell you what was great yesterday was AMD. Tesla wants them to start making their AI chips. People really think these self-driving cars are so far off. They are not far off, man. It's going to be like 2020.
What shocks me
they just had a fender bender on one, so they're.
Whose fault was it? That's all.
Usually, it's not the car.
Do you know what? Do you know what is the biggest hang-up, Mark, that they're doing? What? The morality choices. Those have been the biggest obstacles because
easy. You run over the smallest and oldest.
It has to choose, you know, what to do in certain situations. So well, China's got no people. Or one or two.
They got future.
And really,
no, they don't because you can't prove it. They're too young to prove it.
That's been a big struggle for
years. Argue, he's going to be on welfare.
Literally, there are some choices.
We're saving the American taxpayers.
And now you turn things over the other.
Kill this. What do you do?
Yeah, do you hit a dog or a deer? Do you hit a deer or a
No,
baby?
it has to make choices and numbers of people. I would say you go by strict numbers. The less death, but if there's two, which one do you take?
You don't want to hit the moose.
2 humans? Like a male and female.
It's inevitable. You're going to hit.
How about
I don't think you can tell.
How about if the guy's ugly? The girl's hot.
They're done.
The guy's over, man.
What is the percentage of people are dateable?
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in this universe. I am your consumer advocate. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to tell people about the show so they can help us help others. The more that listen, the more that can apply pressure to the bad guys, reward the good guys, and I mean that. Do you realize we actually have the power to change things? I mean, we really do. Look in society how things change just from movies and from social pressure. We can do that. Ripping off, that's one thing we can all agree on. We may not agree on anything else when it comes to politics or lifestyle. You know, this is truly a show that applies to everyone. If you're conservative, if you're liberal, it doesn't matter, does it? I don't think anyone agrees with ripping people off. No one does. No one. No one. No one. And everyone knows when they're cheated. No matter what, you can't like being cheated. Even if you are a cheater and you cheat people, you don't like the feeling of being cheated. It's just it's built into us. That's why this show appeals to so many, because no one wants to be cheated or lied to or ripped off. And we try to prevent that. There's another thing I think people love doing. They love saving money. I really do think so. Don't you think people are price sensitive? You know, I had a guy tell me the other day he didn't think people were price sensitive. They were more quality sensitive. I don't think so. I think quality is important, but I really truly think, so I want to ask people, are you price sensitive? Are you price sensitive? I believe that the one who can deliver the lowest price or reap the most benefits for people in money will win. I even think people will set aside personal feelings for money. I know people say there was a big deal to buy American, made in America, made in America, made in America, or recycling, right? These are two different things, but they point to the same principle. But when made in America meant more expensive, it didn't happen. It did not work like people thought. They were just as happy to buy Taiwan or China. Now trust me, if something is junk, no, word will get around, you don't buy it. But I'm talking about things that are kind of comparable. So what would you do? Would you buy it? If it's cheaper, of course. And then when it came to recycling, if recycling meant more money, I don't care how green you are. You're not green enough to do that. People want money. They want to save money. They want to accumulate money because money equals things and value in life. So that's my assertion right now. And I think nothing points to that more than insurance. You should not be loyal to insurance for any reason whatsoever. I said this the other day. I hate insurance. I do. I hate them. I hate insurance. I mean carriers. Now you may think, Tom, that's ridiculous. They're just, trying to make a living. No, actually, they go a step further. Insurance is one of the only industries where they actually add to the problem, like with health insurance. Do you realize part of the reason that we have high medical costs, high health care costs, because of insurance itself? Insurance inserted itself into the program, into healthcare. As a result, doctors and all kinds of healthcare providers had to literally add staff to deal with that layer of bureaucracy. As a result, we literally increased cost to pay for insurance. It's like the mafia in New York. They come and say, now you need to pay us. The healthcare industry has to pay the health insurance industry to such a degree that they will pay them, you know what I mean, they have to deal with them and give them their share to such a degree it actually has increased our costs. And property and casualty insurance, their main goal is to maximize investments and minimize claims. That's their main goal. You may say, oh, well, naturally, Tom, they don't want people to be reckless, of course. But I'm telling you, it goes far beyond that. They literally fight claims that they know they should pay. That they literally know they should pay. But they calculate how much fight is in a person. Now, I'm going to tell you, we have Compass Insurance Group here. Compass Insurance Group, they are brokers. They deal with these slimy people. And I don't expect Brian to hop on the bandwagon. He's in the business. I think he's got to walk a tightrope here, or doesn't he? I mean, he is in the business. He's got to deal with them. I mean, if he tells every insurance carrier, I hate you, I mean, they're not gonna do much. But I have never felt stronger about an industry being bad to the bone.
I think with the health insurance part of it, though, it's because the government got involved in it, so you can't blame them totally.
No, Mark. Before the government got involved, health insurance was bad.
No, not as bad as it is now.
Of course not, Mark. But health insurance literally would tell doctors and nurses and all this is what you will be paid. I want to give you an example.
Yeah, but hold on, Tom. Even prior to Obamacare, the time you're talking about, they still didn't allow carriers to sell over state lines, and there was a lot of regulations the government still was in.
Right. Yeah, that's right. But health insurance itself was a bad deal for the healthcare industry and for patients. Do you know they would have committees to decide what should be charged for certain procedures? Do you know doctors right now make less for procedures than they did 20 years ago? They make less, and it's not because of Obamacare. I'm talking about because of the health insurance industry. I think that Obamacare was a direct result of a corrupt insurance system, and he thought he had to improve it. Now, he didn't. We all know that. And the Republicans likely won't either. But they feel like they have to do something because it is runaway.
I so disagree with you. When government gets involved in something like that is what killed it.
But Mark,
how about a hospital? If someone has no insurance and they walk into a hospital, they had to treat those people. I'm not saying they shouldn't have to, but think if that's a restaurant and a hungry person walks in, you have to feed them. We regulated the hell out of the healthcare industry.
But Mark, but I'm saying health insurance, even take the government completely out of it. The government cannot be blamed for the insurance model. The insurance model was if you spread risk among a giant number of people, you can spread the risk, lower the cost, and aggregate protection. Now, that's the way it's supposed to work.
And I'd argue it worked that way for a while.
Well, in the very, very beginning, but here's what quickly happened.
The government said, no, you can't sell in multiple states. You can't pool multiple people.
I'm talking about
you have to cover these people.
Mark, I'm not denying that government regulation in anything can corrupt it. But I'm trying to tell you that the industry was corruptible long before the government got involved, and the government just made it worse. They did not cause this to happen. The industry is such that they collect premiums and then invest them and then literally pay out to shareholders, and claims take away from that. The natural model was to aggregate enough risk that you could still pay claims and make a bunch of money, and they've proven they could do it. But then they wanted more and more and more and more, to a point where they made so much money, and they denied so many claims. That's when the government started getting involved. Now, as far as selling across state lines and all that, that is government never regulates anything properly. But I will tell you that the industry itself has gotten to a point. Now it is coming around again because it's feeling the pressure, and obviously there are times when they take true losses, like in Florida and Texas. But what I'm saying is the industry itself would fight. You talk to attorneys and people in the business, they had a model, they had an algorithm when they would fight claims and how to fight them in order to show people they can't get away with it, or we're not going to pay for this. And they would go to court over the silliest things because they wanted to draw a line that they would not cross. It is a corrupt industry. Insurance adjusters' main job is not to go out and see how much damage there is. It's to minimize the claim. It's to try to talk people into taking less money. An adjuster never, ever, ever once, ever adjusted a claim up. I don't think an adjuster in the world went out there and looked at a contractor's bid and said, oh no, we need to give you way more than this. That contractor isn't accounting for this and this and this, because they don't care about people. It's a terrible, terrible industry. When you deal with them, you will know that. It goes for life insurance, health insurance, it goes for all kinds of insurance. It's a corrupt industry. It is, to the core.
You know, you brought up Texas and Florida. Well, I got to tell you, most of that's going to be our tax dollars. So FEMA and all this flood insurance that the federal government sells, they're so upside down in that, and letting the same people rebuild their mansions 4 times. Once again, it's government, government, government.
Well, to a certain extent, there are certain industries, I think, that need to be regulated to a point, but I'm not going to get into their insurance regulations because I don't know enough about it. The airline industry, we've proven that taking regulation away from them has helped. They have competed. We have the lowest fares we've ever had in our lives, and it ferreted out all the bad airlines by getting the government out of it. Wasn't it Reagan who did that? He deregulated airlines. I think it was Reagan, and it's wonderful.
He had that strike with the control tower people, and he got rid of them all.
Right. Now, Brian Burns is with Compass Insurance Group. We're doing our insurance checkups today at the Help Center, right?
Yep, okay. We are.
Now, we do this. You can do it anytime you want, but we do this regularly. Let me just tell you what it is. You absolutely, positively have nothing to lose. You call this number, our Help Center, 303-771-HELP. 303-771-4357. You call that number, and you will talk to a representative from Compass. Now, here's the great thing. Nothing to lose. You tell them what coverage you have and what you're paying. That's all. And they will let you know if you have a great deal. They'll let you know if they can beat it. But I will tell you this. I have gone back and forth over my time with Compass. I would have one company, go to another one, then go back to that company, and then go to a third company, because they don't have a loyalty to one company, and you shouldn't either. There's no reason to stay with a company. You shop your insurance. You shop mine, what, every 2 years?
Yeah, in general, we try to move every 3 years, or if there's a big increase, right?
If there's a big increase, they automatically shop. You should shop. This is what you should do. You should, if you've had insurance more than 3 years, I will tell you you're probably paying too much. And I don't know why, but the better deals go to new customers. Keep changing your insurance, and you will maximize savings. Every time we do this, I would say at a minimum, we save people an average of about $200 a month. An average, because some people save up to $800 a month. Some people save as little as $50 a month. And in all cases, they either keep coverage exactly the same or increase it. You have nothing to lose. 303-771-HELP. All you do, here's what I'm paying, here's my Dex page. There's nothing to do.
A little bit of personal information. We'll ask date of birth, that kind of stuff, but nothing real dramatic.
It's called an insurance checkup. And if you do it, you'll find out if you're paying enough, if you're paying too much, or if you have great coverage. They will tell you the truth. So I think about 85% of the people we help, right?
Yeah, I would say that's probably true. Yeah.
And we save tons of money. So that number, 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. I'm going to come back and take all of your phone calls. I want to know, how much does price play a role in your life? Price. I think it plays an important part in everyone's life.
This report is brought to you. There's no credit for that compared to a fat guy sitting there smoking cigarettes and drinking a pint of wild turkey. Okay, fine, the wild turkey doesn't count though.
It's hard to prove. There's a clown out here, should I invite him in?
I saw that guy. What is that all about?
And Drew's afraid of clowns.
Drew is a
He's
clown.
probably listening. The guy showed up with a black balloons and a hammer.
Oh yeah, black balloons. Yeah, really. Wow, this is a scary clown. This isn't like Bozo.
It's because it's out.
Oh, no, it is.
Yeah, of course. Is he a clown? Tom and I argued one time, okay, if they do, DNA is getting to the point where it's becoming incredible, quite frankly. Eventually they're going to be able to tell what you're prone to.
They're promoting Elish Garden Fright Fest.
Right. Isn't that funny? Clowns have become frightening now because of all the movies. And there's an association of clowns that got very upset about that. They did. They said, why have clowns become negative?
They absolutely have, though. You don't think of clowns as anything but more of a scary thought now.
Right.
In most cases, you just don't hear much about it.
So, Mark, what were you saying?
Well, I was saying that, okay, let's say we're the exact same age. They take your DNA, they take mine. You're prone to this, you're prone to that, you're prone to this. I'm not prone to shit. My family tree's clean. My insurance should be fucking cheaper.
No,
that's just, it's a reality.
No, but if they did that, then insurance would not be insurance. The idea of insurance was to spread risk and not to...
Yeah, but why can't an insurance company that wants to deal with just those people, just like you have insurance companies that only deal with whatever they deal with?
No, you want to deal with just healthy people. I understand what you're saying.
But they're not allowed to do that. You can't do that. No. You have to follow stupid Obamacare rules.
That's right.
That's bullshit.
Well, to me, there should be surcharges, just like there is on auto insurance. If you have 4 tickets, you're going to pay more than this person. It doesn't mean you're paying what you really are.
And if every woman in your family had cancer, or every man in your family had cancer, I mean, it's just it's a reality.
But see, that's different, okay?
Why is that different?
Here's why. Because driving is a behavior that can be controlled. Genetics is not. I don't think you should be surcharged because your family has cancer.
Okay, how about if you're fat?
Okay, if you are unhealthy or if you smoke,
but they can't.
Stupid things.
Smoking, he said they can do. But other than that, I don't think there's anything.
But they should reward people for wellness, yes. But it's for things that are in people's control. You should never do that.
I just go, why couldn't I open my own insurance company and all I want to deal with is people that fit this profile? That's it. And they pay me, and if they have a claim, I pay it out. I can't even do that. They close the market. You can't do that.
No, because right.
You would get a lot of. I mean,
or how about the 20-somethings that they don't go to the. I don't think I went to the doctor once in my 20s.
Yeah.
We didn't have insurance. Now they're forced to buy insurance that they'll never use. How about these young women now that have they don't plan on having a baby, but their insurance policy has to cover them having a baby. They have to pay for all that.
Right.
Well, yeah, men have, well, it's true, they do.
You start getting adverse selection if you have an insurance company that only will take.
But like Brian says, they don't do that for other forms of insurance.
Change your philosophy completely, because I mean
because I met with my accountant yesterday. I'm paying for everybody's insurance.
You were so Democrat, you were bleeding. I mean, it was like you talk about a bleeding heart liberal. You wanted to spread all the wealth around forever. Why is that?
I was on drugs back then. I was dropping acid like that.
If anything, I was like, I was just the opposite. I'm actually becoming more liberal, and I don't mean that I'm progressive at all, but I'm way more liberal than I was because I see the need to help people, not to help dead. Whenever I say that,
then we argue because you start giving people handouts 24/7. All you make them do is get worse and worse and worse. You don't help them.
As soon as I mention helping people, that's the exact argument you get about deadbeats all the time. Never about true people who need help. Well, obviously, Mark. Obviously. You know, I'm not talking about...
It doesn't help people when you...
But everyone assumes
just like the show. We love giving a hand up. There are certain people, there's nothing we're going to do.
I was going to use that.
I think helping people the right way can be done. Absolutely.
Well, of course you can, but this country's not doing it right now.
It's not.
We were youngsters.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Let's go to the phones. This is a major problem we had with moving. First, remember, call the Insurance Help Center, 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. Brian Burns is with us today, representing Compass Insurance. The Help Center is busy giving quotes. 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. You can't lose. Angelica called us about a moving company. I heard Dan talking to them today. Deputy Dan, you were following this up with a vengeance. Is it Angelia?
Yes.
Now remember though, this is the one she has not paid them anything.
No, I
yet,
understand
right?
that. But here's Angelia's story. She doesn't have a contract. She has nothing in writing. All she said was this. She said they told her it would be about 600 and something to move. I'm going by memory. And then they moved her. And then at the end, they wanted more than $2,000.
1935, something like that.
About $2,000. And she said, what? You know, I thought it was going to be this. And then they said, no, pay it or you don't get your stuff. And her stuff has been in storage since. Is that right, Dan, Deputy Dan?
That's how I got it.
Angelia, is that about right?
No, sir, that's incorrect.
It's incorrect?
That's incorrect.
Okay, what part is incorrect? And if you find something, go ahead. What part was incorrect?
The part that's incorrect, sir, is that I found an addendum about payment prior to them starting the move.
What does that have to do? What was incorrect? I didn't.
You said she signed nothing. She's saying she did sign something. No, I never
said she signed nothing. I said she has no paperwork.
Yeah.
That's what I said. And she has no paperwork. What I said was correct.
Because she signed it and she literally doesn't have it.
Right. She doesn't have anything to prove what she's saying. So I understand, you know, people want to make sure we have everything correct. Okay, I understand, Angelia. I just don't know, where did this story break down? You talk to them. What is going on, Deputy Dan? Does Mo with Strongman want to talk?
Yeah, isn't he on the line?
Okay, first of all, I want to make sure, Angelia, you did sign something, you don't have it because you said they wouldn't give it to you. And again, whenever anyone says that to me, I say that's your fault because you can demand a copy before you do business. You demand a copy immediately. You have two sheets in front of you and sign both of them or sign nothing. Never ever sign anything that you can't retain a copy of ever in your life. Now, Angelia, before we bring Mo up with Strongman Moving, what basically anything else you want to say? I want to make sure you got it out. They said it was going to be around 600. You signed something. They moved you. Said it was going to be about $2,000, and that's where it stood, right?
Actually, they don't allow you to sign anything until the move is over.
Okay.
You can't sign anything until the move is over.
Angelia, will you get off of the signing? I just want to get the major facts here. I don't care about that. And by the way, you agreed to that. You said, okay, I'll sign when the move is over.
That's correct. I said I would sign prior to going over to the new place to deliver my order.
Did she just tell me she signed something and now she said they don't allow you to? Didn't she just tell
I don't know. Let's talk to Mo.
On the last phone call, did she not tell us? Deputy Dan, did she not tell us she signed something but they wouldn't give her a copy?
She said she signed an addendum.
Right. That's what she told me. Yep.
Okay.
She just didn't get a copy of it.
Okay. But she's saying she signed it after the move. Is that right, Angeli? I want to get that straight. You signed after the move, not before the move.
I signed the invoice after the move.
You signed nothing before the move.
I signed just something saying that I would pay prior to them.
Right. So you did sign something before the move.
And after the move.
Is that right?
Yes, but I thought you were talking about a contract. I haven't signed the contract.
Okay. Just, I am pulling my frickin' hair out right now. I'm pulling it out, and I'm going to pull my teeth out as well. Okay? Do me a favor, and if she says anything stupid again, poke things in my eyes, because I don't want to see anything either. I want to be numb. I want to be numb. Mo, it's your turn. Okay? Angelia, she is telling, at least she hasn't said yet, that the basic is true. I can't even get that out of her. They said it was going to be about $600. They moved her and then said it was going to be about $2,000, and she wouldn't pay it. Do I have at least that right, Angelia? Can we say that? Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, and it was strongman moving, so let's see what they have to say. Because this is, by the way, a believable story. Why? Because it happens all the time in moving. But did they do it? Let's find out. Mo, did you guys do that to her? Bait and switch? Mo? Mo? Is Mo there?
Yes, Larry, Mo, and Curly are talking.
I'll call him again.
Mo? Hello? Dan, did you talk to Mo?
Yeah, and he was going to actually have the people that did the moving on. He's got a kind of a heavy accent.
Who is Mo? Mo? Who is
Mo's the owner.
The owner.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see where Mo is. Strongman moving. And see if we can get him on.
I think Mo just took off.
I don't know. I just want to... The story is a bait and switch. We hear it all the time. Listen, people, when you move...
There he is.
You got to get everything in writing, and you got to make sure that you protect yourself. Okay, let's go to Mo. Okay, Mo, I'm sorry we got disconnected. I just want to ask you, Angelia said basically, you said the move was going to be about $600, and then afterwards wanted $2,000.
Okay.
Is that wrong, right? What is your side?
Okay. we move on the 8th.
Okay.
And the move was 685. I don't know, you have a phone number there with you right now, though. The phone number is going to be 720.
Whose number are you giving us right now?
Oh, that's your number. I just text you a transaction.
Oh, well, I don't have...
I'm sure it's Suzanne's.
You haven't even listened yet the phone number that I'm giving to you.
Okay, hold on. Suzanne, get a phone number. I don't know what phone number he's giving over the air. I mean...
I think he was texting paperwork. I don't know what he was saying.
I don't know either. But we'll look at anything he has. We want to get to the bottom of this. She needs to get her stuff back, okay? So, does he want to talk now?
Yeah, I think he was talking to Daphne to get the contract or something to us, and she gave him a phone number, so waiting on that.
Does she have the contract, you know?
I'm not really sure, Tom.
So, Mo, let me just say this for just whatever you say, we're just going to assume it's correct right now because we want your side. And then the same with Angelia. So I don't have to look at it right now. What is your side of the story, Mo?
Okay, my side of the story is Angelina called us to move her.
Okay.
And when she called us to move, she booked the move.
Mm-hmm.
I informed her that all totals due at the delivery. If
right.
No moving company, no delivery company is going to go to your house and delivery and tell you to pay later. The reason that people do that because we go there and provide the service and people can pay us.
Okay, so you told her she would pay upon delivery.
Yeah, when we get to the delivery.
Right. Did you tell her how much it would be?
Yeah, we told her how much it was, and we was ready with the credit card for payment.
So how much did you tell her this move would cost, approximately?
We charge $85 an hour.
$85 an hour?
Yeah, for 2 men and a truck.
Okay, times 2.
Yeah.
And that included the truck?
That included the truck with the service fee.
Okay, so $85 an hour for 2 men, and then what's the service fee?
The service fee is $50, and the move is 6 hours.
It was 6 hours?
Yes.
Okay, so 85.
Mm-hmm.
times 2 would be $170 an hour for that move. Right?
No. The 85 includes 2 guys in the truck.
No, wait.
Yeah,
it's not 85 per man?
No. It's not 85 for men. It's 85 for 2 men plus the truck.
Got you. I have you, sir. Plus the $50. Got you. Okay.
If you multiply 85 by 6,
yes,
and plus 50, you will find the total that you will be.
Well, okay, 85. I did that. 85 times 6 equals 510 plus 50 is 560.
Okay, that's the 560 she's supposed to be paying us when we got to the delivery.
She said you wanted 2,000 at delivery.
No,
you asked me a question.
Yeah, keep going, man.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Keep going, Mo.
We got to the delivery. She provided us with a card, and the card declined.
The card declined. Okay.
The first day of the move, she claimed that our mover stole a card. And we never stole no card. The next day we came, she provided us with the same card.
The card, okay.
You can see that transaction on that picture that I'll see you later.
So you're telling me you would have delivered that stuff that day for that amount if the card went through?
Not only that, he's saying he sent us where it was declined 2 times.
Yeah. And when we got done, it was because she could not pay, it was no way else for us to take the stuff. We can't put it in the storage. We can't leave it outside because there's no way else to go.
So where did you take it?
The stuff still on a truck. Our next job was canceled because the stuff
on a truck. So you started charging for storage?
Yeah, in the truck.
Okay.
I didn't know where to go.
Okay.
And the next day, she called me to bring the stuff at 12 o'clock. Try to do a fast game. When we got there, she gave us a card. The card declined.
How do people leave out so much?
Well, hold on. Angelia, he's saying he wanted to deliver it, and it was only going to be $560.
Yeah.
So that's not correct. And my card was not declined. I gave my card to the mover.
Hold on. I'm going to let you talk one at a time. Go ahead, Mo. What were you going to say?
Okay, I'm gonna come with the rest of the 100 I'll probably become a 1900. So when we come back on the next day, which one was on the 8th?
Yes.
She gave us the card who declined. I'll send you the picture of the card.
Okay.
When the card declined, the 8th was Friday. We're moving company.
We can find out if a card was declined or not easy enough.
Think about if he's correct and there's no BS here, he's basically saying, hey, I had to keep her.
I lost all these jobs.
Tons of jobs.
So Mo, hold on. She is saying it's not correct. It did not get declined. So then I want to know, why would they refuse? Just quickly, Angelia, we'll come back to this, but why would they say it declined if it didn't? They want to be paid. Why would they say that?
I don't know why they would say that. They're not mentioning the fact that the card was given to them at the Denver Tech Center area before we ever left to go to the new place. And when I got out of the vehicle at my new place, I asked for my card back, and they said they didn't know what happened to my card. So
okay.
This is all made up.
Okay, Angelia, you have a terrible, terrible echo. I don't know if you're on speaker or whatever, but we cannot talk to you like that. So try to clean up that echo. Find out what it is, Suzanne. We have more coming right up.
Hey, I was on this one.
So, if I
you know what I think from the beginning? I picked something up on her to begin with, didn't I?
How do we find out if a card was declined?
He says she has a picture. Can we
ask Mo to get us something about this? I mean, I tend to be on his side.
So when he came,
I can't say it. She hasn't paid him yet. I knew something was wrong with this deal.
Is there a way we can get some proof that card was declined?
$560.
If card declines.
The first time it declined?
Yep. He tries to go back the very next day.
And it's declined again.
And that's when he had to cancel his first job. Because he had to move there.
Okay, I'll find out. Hold on a second. Hold on.
When will the referral list deals website be back up?
Hold on. He said...
I don't know.
He said he texted a picture of the declined transaction.
To Daphne, yes. I'm waiting to have her get into us.
She can't send stuff to her goddamn personal phone.
Yep, I knew this woman was out of there.
She sent the contract, and I sent that to you. Is what she has. She calls.
Yeah, the contract's $600 or whatever.
It's a doctored contract.
But that's what he tried to charge her, $560.
Yeah.
I did, man. When she first called in, I picked something up. When she kept saying, well, then the debit card was gone, and they said it wouldn't go through, and I'm thinking, okay, so you never paid them? And she goes, yeah, I haven't paid them yet. And I'm thinking, well, that's what happened.
What reason would they have not to do it?
There is no reason. Why would they want to lose a job coming up? I wonder what they ultimately did with her stuff.
Storage.
So they found a storage unit.
So they had to.
You guys, it was voided. Not, if you look at it, it was voided.
What does that mean?
I can void a sale, and that way it doesn't batch out. At
But
the
what
end
does
of
that
the day.
mean when it's voided? What does that mean?
It's not a decline.
But who does it? Who voids it?
The
The
mover.
merchant.
The merchant's the only one that can void it.
So for us, the only way you can void it is...
Well, go talk to him about that.
Ask him why is it voided.
It's voided. It says void. Why would they void it, though?
Did the guy just screw up on it?
You know, she might, you know, when people tend to be a pain in the ass sometimes, we don't listen to them, but she may be right here. What does void mean?
And for 52 cents. That's all it's for.
Oh, that's, it probably, I don't know what the hell.
Because they ran it for 52 and then voided it. I don't see a decline.
Oh, so they just seen if it was good.
Maybe he sent us another thing. Oh, maybe just to see if anything would go through?
Right.
Well, then it did go through, so ask him.
Well, ask him on the air, of course, but
That
is weird. Why would they send us that?
That seems like a smart thing to do.
There are other people that do that. I've heard of that.
I have too. You're trying to see if something's going to go through, so you do a lesser amount like that, just to see if it even is, if it's a accurate.
It looks like his average move, though, is right around there. You see that?
That's a good point.
Investment companies do that.
A really good point. Don't. Oh, I didn't want to give him a heads up. Damn it.
I don't think he's. I trust him. I don't know why, but I trust him. I think he get. Why wouldn't he want to get paid for the move?
That's what doesn't make sense.
That's the only part that makes. Why he doesn't want this lady's furniture.
Right.
I guarantee he doesn't want her furniture.
The only thing I can see is
I don't get it. He said only 52 cents would go through.
Well, then why did he void it? Why did he? Now, it doesn't. Where does it show he tried to get more? Where does it show he tried to get more than that?
Ask him if
we have nothing. I want to see where he tried to put the $600 through.
Who does he use? Square or QuickBooks?
I don't know.
No, I'll ask him on the air. I'll ask him on the air. Because, let me just do that.
Yeah. I see what he's saying, though. It probably wouldn't go through for that amount.
Which is fine.
No, he said it did go through.
No. He's saying, I'm guessing he's going to say he tried to run the 600, it wouldn't go through. He tried to run 100, it wouldn't go through.
Well, where are those transactions?
I don't know. That's what you got to ask.
Here's something. This is 502 voided.
Yeah.
506.
Where?
Is when it was put it out.
Where? You see one?
Yeah, well, on the same. Well, it's 506.
506.
No. Time. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. 502 is voided. 506 is run through. Now, that could just be a timing as far as when.
That's fucking weird. I've never seen that. I don't know. I wish I knew what that program was.
Yeah. So this must be other customers.
You know, I actually, man, I'm spending a lot of money on XM radio.
I spend.
I spend $5 a month.
Yeah, that's about what I spend. I think I pay a year for like $70 or something.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. Okay, we're getting. We saw the transactions
from Mo. He showed us some transactions. Now, here's what I do want to say. Mark brought this up. When he looked at Mo's statement that shows the charges, they seem to have moves right around that $500 and $600 mark. So he's probably telling the truth on the total move, because that seems to be his average transaction.
Yeah, Tom, move is about 5 something. She wanted to keep the people. That's when it become 600 something.
Okay, no problem, Mo. Yeah. I have no problem so far except for this. She is claiming her card was not declined, and the stuff you showed us, it shows a 52-cent charge. Yeah. Then it showed you voided it. So what was that about?
Okay, when we run the card, for $500, it didn't go through. So I run the card to see whatever amount was on the card, so she can pay the rest in a different way.
Yeah.
But when we run the card, it was only 52 cents on it.
So how did you do that? Did you do a series of charges and keep going down? How did you do?
We tried first time, it went decline. So I said, okay, how about we try to see whatever is on the card? Maybe it's $100 on the card.
So how did you do that? Did you put one through for 100?
Yeah, I put for 100, but it go 50.
Okay, do you have now? You only showed us the one you put through for 52 cents. Do you have where's the one that was declined for the 560 or the 600?
Yeah, when we run the card, it go decline and it show up void.
But okay, but where is that? That you didn't show us that.
It doesn't show us, or no, it doesn't show us that. And if you
well, wait, it showed us the 52 cents being voided.
Tom, if you went through. If she had a statement with the bank, she can show you. Because
he's saying his software, if it's declined, it simply doesn't do anything. It doesn't put anything there. If it goes through, it shows it, and if he voids it, it shows it.
I see. Okay, Mo.
The customer himself, that they got the statement to show you that.
No, I understand.
Went through.
I understand. Hold on. Hold on. I appreciate your time, Mo. Thank you, Angelia. You're saying your card was never declined, right?
No, sir. And I don't know how in the world that he could say he has the same card when the card that got reported lost or stolen was a Denver Community Credit Union bank card. And what he's talking about, the transactions that he's trying to pull, was on a prepaid card, because when I called him...
Well, here's what I want to know, Angelia. Which card did you present to them to pay for the move?
The Denver Community Credit Union card.
Okay. And on that...
It's a Visa check card, checking account card.
And they tried to run it for the $685?
No. They told me when I got out of the vehicle, again, at the arrival of the other place, that they asked for the card once at the Denver Tech Center in my old apartment.
Right. So they took it when they picked up your stuff.
Yes, he did. And then when we got over there, I was behind him, and I asked him, I said, do you want me to follow right behind you because of the payment?
All right, Angelia, so they took your card when they picked up your furniture?
They took my card with them on the way to deliver the furniture, and I didn't realize that they still had the card.
Right. So when you got there at the delivery point, did they say to you your card was declined?
No, they didn't say anything to me.
Well, what reason did they give you? What reason did they give you for keeping your furniture?
They told me because they did not know what happened to the first card I gave them, and the second card that I gave them, which there was no fund on the second card because everything was on my actual checking account.
Okay.
That they now would have to hold my...
I understand. So they said, Angelia, we don't know what happened to your debit card, and this card that you gave us has no money on it. Therefore, we are going to keep your stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
But to clarify, they only wanted the $685 that day, right?
The 600 and something.
Or whatever.
So that day, they were not going to overcharge you. The only reason they were overcharging, so to speak, if that's what you call it, is because Mo said he lost some jobs and had to charge you storage. So listen, but you're saying they shouldn't charge me for that storage because it was not my fault. They are the ones that took my card and lost it. So, Angelia, have you replaced that card?
Yes, I have replaced the card.
Okay.
And
on the day...
I have tried to speak with Mr. Mo several times to even... I've gotten a charity involved and other people involved to get him the 1985, and he wouldn't even comply with that.
Okay.
They wanted the actual documentation that had real information on it, and he wouldn't provide it.
All right. I just want you to please let Mo speak. Mo, did you lose her card?
We didn't lose the card. She never provided us no... Tom.
Did she only present... Mo, if you could... Mo, I've let you... Mo, I've let you talk a lot. I've let you talk. I just need to ask basic questions.
Lost, I would call my bank.
Okay, Mo, that's what I wanted to ask you quickly. So, do you recall taking her card at the point of pickup?
No, the payment gave to us on the phone. We were on they gave us the phone number. I'm in the office.
Okay,
I'm not even
Mo,
there.
Mo, when is the card collected? At the end or at the beginning?
At the end.
Okay,
we don't collect at the beginning because we don't know how long.
Well, if you were not there, is it possible that your guys took her card when they picked up her stuff?
No.
How do you know?
Tom, somebody take your card and leave right now. You be calling the police?
No, but they took it and then they took her stuff. I mean,
well, hold on, Tom. He's got no. Hold on. Who does show up and say, "Hey, give me your credit card," and then drives off with it? That is an odd thing.
Mark, they're not driving off. They're driving to the delivery.
That's right, with her credit card. And you don't. That's odd.
Okay, so but Angelia does not sound like she's flat out lying. You're saying she's flat out lying.
Tom.
Yeah.
You're going too a long way. I want to cut short. We load the truck, we get at the delivery, the mover collect. When they collect, she gave us the card, and he gave us the card number over the phone, and we do the transaction. That's what happened.
And it didn't go through.
When we run the card, it declined. Well, let's cut to short. If your card disappears, you don't see your card, you call your bank.
But
that's the first thing you're going to be doing.
She didn't know it was lost until she got to the delivery.
It's been now 3 weeks. Can she provide you any evidence that a card was charged? Everybody got bank statement.
Mo, you're right. She should be able to show us that on that date, her statement would show she had money in the bank because it was a debit card. Is that right, Angelia? That was a debit card?
Yes, sir, it was.
Right,
I do have something to show. I filed a police report.
So your bank statement should show that you had money in the account on that day, and it should also show if the card was declined. But she's saying they didn't run that card. They ran the other card. There were 2 cards involved.
This is crazy.
I'm
lost.
I'm with Mo, honestly.
But what's the other card?
I don't think she's lying about that, Mark. Why would she make up a story? First of all, that's a weird story to make up. They took my card, and they took it, and then they didn't give it back. She probably was in the haste of moving. When they got to the delivery, they said, "I don't know what happened to your card." She said, "Okay," and then they took another card,
prepaid one,
but the prepaid one had no money on it. But why did she even give it to her?
That's the question.
Why would the mover, before they know how many hours everything's going to take, say, "Give me your credit card. We want to hold it"? Why? I've never heard of anything like that.
It's not normal, but it's not that unfathomable to me. But what's weird is why would you give her another card?
Would you give him?
I wouldn't.
Who the hell would give him the credit card?
But it sounds like Angelia gave him another card that had nothing on it.
Here, I'll tell you how we figured this out.
Right. That's all.
She said that they took the card and she had to get a new one, right?
Right.
So 2 things. One, Tom hit it. Was the money that's connected to that card available that day?
That's right.
And then if we look at something where they sent her a new card.
That's what Bo was trying to say.
That's all Mo's saying is, okay, let's prove to me they sent her a new card because I don't think it was ever stolen.
What else was Daft sending?
FHA ensures that you never owe more than your house is worth. Pay it for us committee a year in advance. You benefit immediately from no monthly mortgage payments, and you have access to tax-free money.
It is the same.
That's right. You still own your home, but now have access to your equity when you need it most. With a reverse mortgage from American Financing, you can feel confident about living your golden years with financial comfort.
And you know what? It does show decline, and I'll tell you why. Because they're over there. He says it doesn't show decline. Over here on the right, it says decline with an X, and up there it's showing 1 decline.
Where? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it does show decline. It does show decline. He says it doesn't show decline.
That's for someone else.
I know, but it would show decline for her.
Well, no, but why do you think that's decline?
It's got a red, look at this one, Mark. You shouldn't have to look sideways because there's a red X right there, and it says what it means, decline. The one she just sent us. Look at the one she just sent us, and look at it, and you'll see.
Yeah, but it's for a different name.
Well, it doesn't matter. He said it doesn't show when something gets declined on his statement. Well, he's wrong. That's declined, and it's showing. He said whenever it's declined, it doesn't show anything.
He did say that.
Yeah, so he should be able to show that he had a charge with that was declined.
I'm real tired of Mo. I'm tired of
both of them. I don't know which one. This is the first time I feel like I'm dealing, but I don't know. She doesn't sound like she's lying. He doesn't. He wasn't there. That's the problem. I don't think he's lying because he's just going by what somebody told him.
But logically, why wouldn't they want to get paid? That's
they
the part
lost
I
her card.
Right.
They lost it. They truly lost it.
Okay, then why didn't she go to the bank the next day and get the cash and pay them? Why are we 3 weeks later?
Or that day.
Well, that day she obviously was scrambling and gave him another card that didn't have enough money. Is that why she gave him that card?
These are the questions. Why did you give them? Why the other card?
Right.
Why the other card? Then the other one is, why didn't you just go the next day and pay?
Go give them cash.
And she probably, I mean, if they lost the card, I can see why she'd be frustrated with them. Like, you took my card and now it's gone?
I can see that happening, but why would they take the card at the point of pickup? He was even saying that. Why would we do that? Why take cards?
Wait a minute. What? Maybe that Brandon whatever. Maybe that is the other card.
What?
Okay, well, we should ask. Because he said he tried all kinds of amounts.
So that's at 12 o'clock.
No, then you have one above it. The 300 went through. See, there's the 330, and then it was the.
Yeah, we need to ask him what we're looking at on here.
No, Angelia Carter is her. Okay. It's pretty easy to see that. There's a void, and then there's a decline. And he said it doesn't show decline. I mean, he was wrong on that.
Well, he might not know what we were asking, or what I was asking.
He should be able to show it was declined for $560.
Yeah, you're right. If it shows this one, you should be able to show that, regardless of anything else.
Does Angelia think that card?
And I'm the one that said that.
Call in today or not?
Morning at 8:06 here on 6:30. He's going to call in sometime in the 11 o'clock hour.
Who?
I just want to tell you, Plumline Services right now is running a special on furnaces. You can get more than $2,000 in saving. Plumline Services for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. You ought to call them, and they also do free second opinions for any major thing you have. Do you know how we're doing the insurance checkup today? Well, they do free second opinions if you are told you need a furnace or a service change on your electrical or a water heater, and they'll do it all complimentary. Or, of course, you can save more than $2,000 on a furnace, which includes utility company rebates and some discounts and $550 in added products that will help make this installation the best. 10-year parts and labor warranty. 303-586-1086. Do it now before it gets really cold. It's the end of summer. 303-586-1086. Free second opinions. More than $2,000 savings on a furnace. And remember, they are truly not only knowledgeable, but honest. 303-586-1086, plumlineservices.com. Okay, I have some really quick questions, and I want to ask them quickly, okay? Angelia, some very quick questions we thought of, okay? If your card was lost, it could be they took your card, and when they took your card at the beginning, did they say how much it was going to be? Did you wonder why they were taking your card in the beginning instead of at the end?
Yes, I did. I inquired about that.
And what did they say?
Chris, the
just
manager,
go right to it.
They were taking the card now because they were getting ready to leave. And I said, you can't be leaving because there's still stuff in my apartment.
And what did they say?
They said, well, the truck is full. I said, well, what are we going to do about the rest of the stuff? Well, when we can't fit everything on the truck, we have our customers just put the rest of the stuff in their car. I said, absolutely not.
So then what did they do?
They stopped what they were doing. And he put, I don't know what he did with the credit card, but he sat his clipboard down, and they put the rest of the stuff in the truck. I put some stuff in my car.
Okay, fine. So, Angelia, they did ask for the card. I think it's possible they asked for that card and truly lost it somewhere, and when they got to the destination, I have another question. If you knew that other card had no money on it, why did you give it to them, the other card, the prepaid card?
I did not know that. I have some cards where I will automatically have some money transfer over to. Sometimes that was not my original card I was going to use that day. So I told them that. I said, because I don't know what
okay, so
to run it.
They couldn't find your card, and you said, use this card, and that card would not go through. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. So I need to ask something else of Mo. Mo, on your statement, Mo, it shows a declined thing on there for $330 from someone else. You should be able to show a declined transaction for $600 from her. You should be able to show that on your statement.
I know that it's a radio show, you're doing your thing, but yeah, I wanted to make it easy for the lady. Tell her right now, if she can pay for my move right now, I would waive the storage time that the stuff was in my truck. I would waive that off. How much? Hold on. I would waive that off. She can pay the move right now, and the storage that we rent.
That's great.
Wait. In the storage that she paid to, we rent to put her stuff in, we deliver the stuff right now.
That's great. How much will that be total?
Okay, so wait, Tom. It's gonna be $560 plus the $250 for the storage where stuff is right now.
That's fair. That is fair, Mo. That is very.
Wait. I'm gonna waive the time that stuff was on my truck.
No, that's very fair, Mo.
Let me finish.
Do you hear? I'm complimenting you, Mo. I'm saying you're a very good guy for doing that. Okay? I'm not interrupting you. I am telling you that's a great thing you're doing. Go ahead.
Okay, Tom. I would move. We'll be right now less than 30 minutes from the house, but it's gonna be cash only.
Okay.
Wait. Because we already have a conflict, we're not going inside her house. It's gonna be another drama and fight. We've been doing that almost a month with her.
You're gonna put the stuff where you're gonna put it.
No, we come to her house. We're gonna unload for the truck. We're not going in the house. She's gonna call somebody to pick their front of the house.
Listen, for $810, hold on. I think that's good. I'm putting you on hold. Angelia, they'll deliver it right now. If you can give them $810 cash.
I just sent you guys an email. I can give them $775, but it's coming from a charity.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. $810. He's waiving a bunch of stuff. Listen, he's giving a little. You don't have the $810?
I will give him the $810. I will pay the difference from what the charity can give me. But I've had to move, sir.
You what?
I had to move.
What do you mean you had to move?
So I had to move because there were threats from Mo and his company. And that's police.
All right. You know what? Angelia, we're done with you. We are totally done with you. Mo, do anything you want. She is so full of crap. Angelia, you know what? You just weave a story after story after story after story after story after story. Forget it. I don't think Mo knew exactly what went on there either because he wasn't there. But at least he was willing to give a little, even though he probably didn't know what went on.
And I am done with her. If she didn't have $200
I'm done with her.
When the place she was moving into, she got into it with Tom.
She's done. She's done and he's done. They're done.
The place she was moving into, she got into it with Mo. The police were called. The place she was moving into says, we don't want this trouble. Figure out some other place to live.
Yeah, I'm done with her. I don't want to ever hear from her again. If she calls, hang up. You can tell Daphne the same thing. You say, call, hang up.
Tom.
No, we did so much. We did such a great deal.
So don't give her your cell phone numbers.
That's too late. All right.
Here's what kills me. So it was $585 or $685. Now he wanted $810. What's the difference there?
Tom.
So in 3 weeks she hasn't made $100. So she didn't have the money to pay in the first place.
Mark. Well, why would she contract for a move she couldn't pay though? Why?
Beats the hell out of me. Maybe she was going to trade. I don't know.
I am so done.
Where were they going to even put the stuff now?
We negotiated such a great deal for her. I am done.
What was she talking about charity?
Oh, she's been going through Catholic charities and stuff. She's
you ought to warn them.
A victim of domestic.
So what was she wanting him to do? Where did she want him to bring it?
I don't know. I mean, that was about it. I don't know. The apartment complex is the only lucky one. They said, you know what? We got an idea of this drama. We're out. We don't want you here.
Tom.
She did not like him.
I tell you, I don't think the guy bullshitted one thing.
Oh, well, I think he might not have known.
He might not know. They could have taken the car. They could have.
He still needs to get paid.
Help with earthquake recovery efforts.
It's been 3 weeks.
I don't know what he's going to do with it now.
That's the problem. He's screwed. What's he going to do with the
furniture? He doesn't want the stuff.
What he'll do is he'll let that thing elapse, where he's got it stored. Then they'll do one of them storage wars or something.
Just take the stuff.
What did you think? You talked to him. Did you ever talk to her besides on air? So what do you think?
I think...
Did she ever say she doesn't even live there anymore?
No, yeah, place. Yeah, she had to move because of that issue.
Where'd she move to?
I don't. She didn't want to give the address. She says we don't want the address.
We're gonna have people call up who fucking hate how that went.
So she had to go to another place, and she lost the deposit in the first place. And then she had been going to Catholic Charities and stuff. On that. But the big thing, I don't think Mo wasn't there during the move, and Brian.
Okay, fine. So the card was lost.
Right.
So now what?
So they should have said
it was a debit card. You go to the bank and get the cash.
Right. Exactly.
In my bank, A&B literally prints you a new debit card right there on the spot.
Well, she could have went, like say, you got cash. Yes. The next day.
Sunny today with the high in the upper.
No, she could have done it the next day. But like I say, it's 5 o'clock, so she couldn't go to the bank at that time.
We got her back up.
No.
I thought you were going to come back in with your eyes gouged out.
You go, Tom.
Wait,
I'm helping you. Tom, wait.
I got to get my sound effects back up. You know what? Remember how we used to play them through my computer? I don't have them ready, but I have dental drills and all kinds of stuff I can use.
Oh my God!
You're supposed to get that gavel. I have ruled.
No, I will. I'm gonna refresh them and make sure I have all of them.
Here's how we do it. I thought this out. You get a little iPad or one you already have.
I have a website.
Listen. You look. Well, that's fine. You go to the website on the iPad or whatever.
Right on here.
Hold on, it's even better though, because he never brings that up. That's the problem with
that. You want me to plug it in?
Then you plug it in where that mic is right there.
Okay. I can do that.
And then you can keep that mic on all the time because it's dead.
You're right. That's a good idea.
And then you just hit the picture you want.
And I have an old iPad, and I have, or I can do it on my laptop.
Or on the laptop.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I have to tell you that I just got a call from our office, or a text from our office saying that someone called and said, is questioning why we are representing a bunch of ripoffs from the first hour because the insurance companies are crooks. So now they're saying, this guy's saying, you guys represent crooks. Why do you represent crooks?
Well, it's a twin-edged sword. No,
then you'd be representing Uncle Sam. I totally disagree. The market would walk itself out if the government was not in it.
I want to tell you the truth. Mo cannot show that decline.
Well, we don't know if he can or not.
Because they didn't want it. They lost her card. That's the truth.
And they probably didn't tell Mo. Mo thinks there's only one card.
No, they probably, I believe.
Better than me.
Give it to her, Dad.
Yeah, I believe he could have lost the card.
Yeah.
He gave her another card.
When I come back, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened in my opinion. What I think happened.
Here's a killer, though.
You
realize
know what to do
if you walked into Vectra right now, or if I walked into A&B, they could print you literally a new debit card right there that you can use anywhere, and she could have withdrawn the cash. So I don't understand, even if he did lose it.
You're right.
I don't know if every bank does that.
I think most do. A&B is a pretty small bank, man.
But she could have at least went in there and got the cash.
Can you believe it? I'm getting another message. This is from Integra saying it's not their fault. Health insurance going up again. Kaiser, 24%.
Yeah, I got that from John the other day.
I'm going up 27%. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
He loved it a few minutes ago.
I did not love it. I said they're corrupt.
It's way worse now than before Obamacare. It's a million times
the government getting involved.
We do it worse. I never said it was better. I said it's terrible.
We go up like 7% a year. Now we go up by chunks.
Mark, I said even without the government involvement, it was corrupt. And now it's worse. Yes, it is worse.
Oh, God, it's so bad.
Oh, my God. You know what? And then without a new health care plan, Obama's it's gonna crash and burn.
It's going to do it itself.
Unless they keep on.
Well, it's not even that, because then the second they show up to the doctor to get an X-ray, they don't realize that on top of that monthly payment, they got to pay another $1,000 for the X-ray.
They got to pay the first $5,000.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. And I want to tell you that this hour is brought to you by Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, where you can get hearing aids and treatment for tinnitus above any, like the Syncra, permanent solution for your tinnitus. If you need help with tinnitus, ringing in the ear, rather than just going through all of the benefits of what this Syncra does, let me just tell you this. It's the best treatment they've had thus far, ever. If you have tinnitus, you will love this. It's a permanent solution, and it's something you keep, so if it comes back, you can use it again. It's an audio treatment, non-invasive, and they also let you try it out. They also have a trial period for hearing aids with no obligation for 2 weeks. Call them, 303-534-0163. You'll find Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center on my referral list, or referrallist.com. Okay, listen. If you are in the last hour, I'm going to briefly summarize what I believe truly happened. This is what she said. Angelia said she went to move. They told her it was going to be about $600. They took her card and they lost it, and at the point of delivery they said it was going to be $2,000, and then they kept it because they had a dispute and she couldn't pay the $2,000 and she couldn't find her card. When we dug into this, we found a lot more out, but here's what I'm going to tell you really happened. She signed the agreement, $85 an hour. She signed all of that. They didn't let her keep it, but she signed it. But in her head, she's thinking, I can afford this. That's what she's thinking. She really thought, because no, she's not going to a contract for a move when she goes to the delivery and can't pay. She knows she knows she can't do that. I truly believe she thought she could afford it. She was probably figuring in her mind, let's see, 4 times 85. Oh yeah, that's like 300, 400, 500, whatever. She thought she could afford it, even if she thought it was going to be 500 and something. It was right on the edge. So then here's what happened. They did take her card, I believe. I believe they took her card, and they wanted to run it when they got there, and they didn't want any trouble. So they took the card, and then she protested because there was still stuff in the house. So they started moving and lost track of the card. I truly believe they lost her card and never ran that card, and I don't think Mo can ever show anything to prove he ran that card. Then they got to the destination. She didn't have her card, and so she had another card. It was a prepaid card, and she knew there wasn't much money on there, but she was hoping they would at least run it. It might go through, at least she could get her stuff before it would be declined, or it would take a day or two to decline. I just thought she was just hoping against hope that would work. I truly believe that she had some money in her bank that could have probably paid $600 that day, or $500 to $600. But they kept her stuff. Then the cost went up to about $2,000. She could never afford that. In fact, she started living on her money, and she got kicked out of the place she's living at now. She got into a squabble with the landlord, so she had to find money to move again, as far as deposit money and all that. So she doesn't have the 800 and something anymore. In fact, she never had that. She only had about 500 or 600, and that was right at her limit. So even though he came down and agreed to take only $810, which was nice of him to do because there was compromise on both sides that needed to be done, she said, I can't pay that. Because of one reason or another, I had to move again. And so here's the bottom line. I think they're both telling the truth in a way, and I just do. They're both telling the truth.
The only place I don't agree.
But I don't think Mo knew about his guys taking that card and losing it. They never ran that card.
I think that's very plausible, that aspect. The part that I disagree with you is, why wouldn't she just show up to her credit union and get the cash then? I don't think she had the cash to pay the bill.
No, I think she had about 5 or 6.
Then why wouldn't she go to the bank and get it?
Well, because here's why. I think, first of all, when did wasn't it a weekend they moved?
I don't know.
I thought it was a weekend.
We can get her back up.
But no, I won't. But here's what I believe. I believe she didn't because when she called him the next day, he tacked on charges. And I think right at 5 or 6 was her absolute limit. Right at that. And I mean, Mark, you know, an extra $100.
Her bank account would approve that, though.
But a lot of people, for an extra $100 means everything.
Well, of course.
Or even an extra $50.
Yeah.
So I think I don't think she's crazy enough to contract and move knowing she couldn't pay for it. I think she could pay about $500 or $600. I say between that. I don't think she could pay a penny more than $600. So when they did not deliver it, and you said, why didn't she go get cash? Because she called them and said, okay, how much do I owe? And they probably said immediately, well, I just lost this move. You owe us $700 or $800. And I think it started going up from there.
Maybe.
I think that happened because they both don't sound like liars.
He wanted his truck empty, and he sure doesn't want her furniture.
Right.
So you would think if she had that cash within 12 hours or whatever the time frame was,
Mark,
logically they would have taken it.
I think they were both telling the truth. I do. As crazy as that sounds. So listen, whatever you guys think, if you want to make a comment, but I have to tell you something. We have an insurance help center going on now, and it's going to go on until 4 o'clock today. You get your declarations page, you call up, you give them your name and address and all that. They will run a check to see if your coverage is the best for the cheapest, because that's what they can do. Get you the best coverage for the lowest cost, period. Now, who else can say that? And if you have a great deal already, they'll tell you. So call this number with nothing to lose, and then let's brag about what you saved. The average person saves $300 to $500 a month. I mean, not average. It's about $200 a month average. I would say some people save as much as $500 a month. Here's the number: 303-771-HELP. It's our help center. 303-771-HELP. Daniel, what's going on in your life, Daniel?
Hello.
What's happening?
Mr. Martino, I
Yes.
called you. I think it was the day after Labor Day.
What's going on?
Well, this was regarding Ebert Asphalt. They had come and said that they wanted to get rid of some extra product and would spread it on my driveway.
This was that used asphalt.
Okay. Yeah, Daniel, that's the oldest trick in the book where they say...
I gave you all that spiel.
All right, so what's going on now? Let's just... Daniel, what is going on now, Daniel? Tell us what's going on today. What brought this call on?
Well, Deputy Dan had called me back and suggested I call them and see what I could get from them, if anything.
All right, hold on, Daniel. Deputy Dan...
Dan.
I want you, Deputy Dan, to summarize this in 10 seconds.
Whoa. So I don't actually remember the call there.
You told him to try to reach out to the contractor to get it resolved, because the contractor, I believe, said, hey, this guy's never even tried to talk to me about it.
That's right. I called him.
But the original problem was this. They came and said, we can do your driveway, and they did a lousy job. Is that it in a nutshell?
They charged him way more than what he would have got a full...
But he agreed.
I'm very pleased with the quality of the work. Oh. They said that they would put it down for what he had in it. It was extra material from a job he was doing in town.
Daniel, if they came to your door and said, we have extra material, we can do your driveway for what we have in it, did they give you a price before they did it?
They did. $27 a square yard.
Okay, and how much were you charged?
$27 a square yard.
Okay, then why are you complaining? You said you're not even complaining about the quality. You said you're not complaining about the quality.
Because it's a complete ripoff is why. It shouldn't have been anywhere close to that.
No, but he agreed to it.
Third or fourth of it.
I understand.
I totally agree with you.
Periodically till the driveway was done. Well, they end up doing the whole thing.
I agree that it was outrageously priced. I agree. However, Daniel, they come to your door, they say, we can do this for $27 a yard. What did you think the whole job was going to cost?
I didn't have those figures in my mind.
Okay, then why did you authorize it then? Don't you take some responsibility here, Daniel?
Because he didn't think they were ripoffs.
Yeah, and when I checked it with local contractors here in town,
it's triple. It's triple the amount.
Right.
It's triple.
No, it was 6 times the amount.
It was way more than triple.
No. Is it really? 6 times?
Yeah, it's old, broken up concrete. Or not concrete.
Wait,
asphalt.
I don't remember that. I thought it was like...
Is it actual paving or is it like gravel?
No, they took old asphalt and put it down and then...
But hold on, you don't put old asphalt down. You either crumble it up and spread it, or you remelt it. What did they do?
Yeah, they grind it up and then they spread it and rolled it, and the quality of the work was fine.
And they did roll it, but is it an asphalt with oil? Is it the like regular asphalt, or does it look more like gravel?
Well, it's kind of in between. It's kind of a step up between road base and...
okay, I got you. So, Daniel, here's the problem we have. They did nothing wrong, except they were outrageously priced. And I will tell you this. I think that if they are 5 or 6 times more, that's ridiculous. But I don't know what you can do about it. You called them, right? What did they say?
Well, first I had emailed them before I talked to you.
Yeah, I don't care about that. What was the response? That's what I care about. What was the response?
I finally got a hold of
what was the response, Daniel?
To a young lady.
What was the response, Daniel?
And she said, "Oh, did you send us an email?" And I said, "Yes, I did."
What was the response, Daniel? What was the response, Daniel?
We just got it today. Mr. Ebert is out. He's very busy. I'm sure he'll get back to you in a day or two.
Okay, did he?
That was almost 2 weeks ago.
Okay, let's call him right now. Let's ask him if he's proud of charging 5 or 6 times more than the market. Listen, I had an emailer email me who said, "Tom, I am shocked that you take complaints about price." In a way, I agree with him. Now, hold on, Daniel. We'll call Ebert. Because Daniel said, go ahead, $27 a yard. And it's outrageously priced. But is it illegal? There comes a time, there's something called in the law.
Unconscionable.
Yeah. Unconscionable, it means it's, even though you signed a contract, or even though you agreed to something, it is so outrageous that it's unconscionable. So courts have reversed those kinds of things and awarded damages. Let's take an old lady who doesn't know anything, and she agrees to pay $10,000 to have something...
Her nails done.
Something done in her home or whatever. It's an outrageous example, but that is what unconscionable means. Is this unconscionable? Is it? $27, and it should have been what? I don't believe it's 6 times. That's ridiculous. We have to figure out what per square yard. Somebody call us. We have a lot of smart people, because if it was 6 times, you're saying that average $4 a square yard? $4 a square yard, is that right?
I think the asphalt runs $6 a yard.
Well, then it is 6 times the amount.
Cubic yard.
Well, whatever. It's per yard. Whatever they measure, and I don't know if they do cubic yards. Do they actually?
Yeah, that's how they measure volume.
Okay, so then they spread it. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I need to get an idea of what it costs. Let's call Ebert and find out what's going on. I have to take this break. Listen, Stem Cell Institute of America, they're stem cell therapists. What they do is have free informational seminars. This is something that you need to know about. Why? Because it is something that no one else is doing in this market, and that is they are doing free informational seminars where you go and find out all you need to know before you make a commitment. You know, people are reluctant to make an appointment for stem cell therapy when they don't know anything about it. It does help for joints and arthritis and pain and avoiding surgery, and they're very successful with knees and elbows and shoulders. But go find out about it first. They have these seminars all over. The Tech Center, Littleton, Fort Collins, Colorado Springs, Denver. Give them a call, 855-262-4040, 855-262-4040. There is no obligation. Just get a seat at one of these seminars. It could change your life, 855-262-4040.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock.
No major problems in your highway drive across the Mile High City Freeway system at this time. No stalls or accidents being reported across town. Just a few typical delays. Westbound I-70 slow in the elevated portion. Westbound 270 stop and go on the approach to Vasquez. And southbound 225 heavy in that typical spot between the Spillway and I-25. I-25 looking pretty good downtown, to be honest with you. No major delays, with the exception a little bit of slowing on 6th Avenue westbound on the approach to southbound I-25. The weather forecast, sunny and nice today with a high of 87. Right now, a few clouds above and 76. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Equifax recently announced a breach of 143 million identities, and you need to take steps to get protection. Be among the millions who trust their identity theft protection to LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK for 10% off.
If you're doing a home improvement project, you got to see Buy and Build. It's a big, giant, ugly warehouse at 4800 Washington Street. It may not be big on frills, but it's definitely big on thrills for saving money. Flooring, cabinets, countertops, doors, sinks, tubs, spas, faucets, toilets, lighting, fans. Here's an example. I bought cabinets for 1/10 the price of big box stores. You got to see it to believe it. Buy and Build, 4800 Washington Street.
I'm excited I'm getting a total knee replacement. Well, some might consider this thought less than rational, because knee replacement is major surgery with all the problems and risks of bleeding, infections, and more. So, if you have pain caused by an arthritic knee and you want a solution other than surgery, you're not alone. But the key to getting relief for knee arthritis is finding the correct treatment sooner rather than later. The Osteo Relief Institute is on the forefront of medically proven solutions that are allowing thousands to cancel or delay the knee replacement surgery they were told they needed. Merging high-tech medicine using laser-guided video imaging with an all-natural FDA-approved joint cushioning therapy, the Osteo Relief method can put the spring back in your step. Thousands have said goodbye to their knee arthritis pain at the Osteo Relief Institute, so call Osteo Relief at 800-578-KNEE to see if you can be pain-free. Call 800-578-KNEE to schedule your risk-free knee pain screening. 800-578-KNEE or 5633. Call now.
Only 2 days left until Carpet Mill Outlet Store's one-day private sale. Is your carpet old and dirty? This Saturday is your chance to update to hardwood. Find your nearest Carpet Mill Outlet dealer at carpetmilloutletstores.com. And now get 12 months interest-free.
Hey guys, it's Ross Kaminsky, and you know my background is in investing and finance. So I wanted to bring you a suggestion for a financial decision that could be a great thing for you. I'm talking about cutting back your mortgage term or lowering your interest rate. For many homeowners, my friends at American Financing have the best option for you to own your home free and clear in 15 years. That's right. By refinancing to a 15-year fixed-rate mortgage, you can eliminate mortgage insurance, consolidate high-interest debt, and even save tens of thousands of dollars in interest over the long run. Yes, tens of thousands of dollars in overall savings. Because you're borrowing money at a lower rate and for much less time, it can be a much better deal for you. And with a fixed rate, no matter where interest rates go, yours stays the same. Your monthly payments will never increase. It just takes one call to their salary-based mortgage consultants, 303-695-7000, or go online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Century RV, Lakewood's new RV warehouse off the 6th Avenue frontage road between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. At Century RV Warehouse, new travel trailers starting as low as $9,995 and deep discounts up to $50,000. Browse over 30,000 square feet of RVs, indoors and in comfort.
Getting your flu shot at Walgreens is easier than ever. Just walk right in, and there's no cost to you with a $0 copay with most insurance. Plus, when you get a flu shot, you help provide a life-saving vaccine to a child in need through the UN Foundation. Swing by your local Walgreens anytime to get a flu shot and help make a difference. Get a shot, give a shot. It's that easy. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Through August 31st, 2018, for every immunization given, Walgreens will donate 22 cents up to $2 million. Vaccine restrictions apply. Talk to your pharmacist to learn more.
Has the IRS emptied your bank account? Get your peace of mind back. Go to advancedtaxsolutions.com.
Michael Brown, afternoons 4 to 7. You know, you better find out what your child is learning in college. Princeton University just honored Constitution Day with an F-free speech event, Academia at its best. Join me at 4 o'clock for more Irreverent Talk Radio.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Listen, the Help Center for Insurance, 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. Tell as many people as you can. Listen, on that moving call, Angelia did call back and say she can pay the whole thing through Catholic Charities, but she needs it moved to a new location. So that was part of it. Although it sounded to me like she was shucking and jiving. I didn't hear her say she could pay. She was saying, I don't know. But in any case, we're making that connection off the air, just so you know, and we're going to see if Mo can have his people bring it to her new location. We do want to help people, and even though we have a show and sometimes we're entertaining or upset, it's mostly just for effect, mostly, really. I mean, not when I say I get upset about ripoffs, I really do. But, you know, we do a bit of entertaining, but I want you to know we are truly committed to helping people. Rob, you have a comment on that moving call. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't understand why somebody would spend their last $600 on a moving company. Why wouldn't you just go out and rent a truck and move it yourself, and then you have, $500 left?
Well, she may not have people to help her.
She may not be capable of renting the truck.
I mean, come on, man. Not everybody has people who will help them move. God, I used to dread those calls when I had a friend moving. I would make myself so scarce. Hey, can you help me move? That's the worst thing a friend could ask, other than can I borrow money? But Rob,
can I borrow money and help me move?
Yeah, you help me move. Oh my God, I think Curb Your Enthusiasm had a show about
Keith Hernandez. It was Seinfeld.
On helping people move?
Yeah, Jerry met Keith Hernandez, and the first thing Keith Hernandez asked him is, can you help me move?
Oh, but Curb Your Enthusiasm had an episode about moving. It was a little different. Okay, so Rob, you're right. If people can afford to do it themselves, they probably should.
Did you believe them, though, Rob?
Oh, hold on a second. Did you believe them, Rob?
She had no intention of paying him, I don't think.
Well, wait a minute. Do you really believe that she was going to get there at the delivery and not pay? I think she had intention to pay.
No, I don't think so.
But I mean, then how would she...
And then put it on her credit or whatever they do and
bum check.
I'm in business.
Did she think it would go through if she didn't have enough money and then they'd find out later? Is that what you think? I think maybe she
write the number down. I don't know.
Some people think that it may go through. I don't know. I think she was intending to pay about $500 and something, and then I think any little wrinkle in that put an end to that. But Lisa, I'm sorry, Lisa, you're calling about parking and garages. Go ahead, Lisa.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for calling. What can we do for you?
Well, over the weekend, my daughter and son-in-law were in the Denver area to celebrate their first wedding anniversary.
Oh, that's nice. Uh-huh.
And Friday night, they parked and paid for parking in a garage at the Fairfield Inn. It's kind of off of I-25 and Spear.
Yes, Fairfield, yes.
There's signs posted in the garage that say it's patrolled, but I think as they walked in, you have to go to the second floor to check in. There were some signs that say they're not responsible for loss or theft.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, they walk out to their vehicle, which is a Ford pickup, and it was up on jacks, and the two back tires and rims were stolen.
Up on jacks, and they literally took the tires and rims?
And the rims. And they tried to take the spare tire, but apparently you have to have that key or something, and it's really hard to do.
But why don't they, why didn't he have those, he should have had those lug nuts. They have some locking lug nuts, too. You put one on the fancy wheels if you have them. But Lisa, so your question, what liability does Fairfield have?
Did they have signs around that say this area is protected with security cameras?
It says it's patrolled.
It says it's patrolled.
Okay, let me explain this. The reason they put up signs saying it's patrolled is to discourage vandals and people like that and thieves, not for people who are parking there to say, oh, this is secure. That doesn't create a bailment. Okay, let me explain this. There are two conditions where these people would be liable. One is if they create a bailment, that is a contract for protection, where they specifically say, oh, this is secured parking. It's like a vault for your furs, and moths get into them. Well, obviously, the vault is to prevent that. That's a bailment. You park in that garage, but it's not a parking vault. It's a parking garage, and I don't believe they create a contract for security. That's one condition they would be responsible, is if they took that responsibility, like a safe deposit box. The very name says safe deposit box. So if somebody gets in there into one of their own boxes and goes to another one, it's the bank's fault. They created that bailment. Now, the other condition would be the garage or the hotel contributed to it. They caused it. They were it
was an employee.
Something. Oh, yeah, that could be right. Or they did something stupid, like they had a broken gate and people can come and go as they want, or something that would create an atmosphere that would induce or not encourage, but would not be a barrier. So I don't believe that you're going to get far on this one. However, this might be considered so outrageous that that sign that says it's patrolled is a lie. And go ahead.
They do have someone there, and when we were talking to the hotel people behind the desk, they weren't real helpful at first. They got more helpful after 4 or 5 hours. It took us a while to find tires and rims and get them back on. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. They have someone there till like I think 11 or midnight.
Yes.
But they don't patrol it like from those hours, and it doesn't say it's only partially patrolled. It's only partially, 8 hours a day.
Well, they don't want to. Yeah, they want thieves to think that's up there to discourage theft.
Okay.
It's not for you. It's not for the customer, because they don't care if you park there or not. They're not making money by you parking there. In other words, it's a convenience. Oh, it's paid parking.
It's paid parking.
Okay. So that creates a bit of a bailment with paid parking, but again, it would have to be something they did to contribute. I don't think they give the illusion, but I might be wrong on how that sign looks. I don't know if it has patrolled regularly or... It depends. I mean, it really does. This is a weird one because it is kind of outrageous that the people had time to jack up the whole truck. Although, if I was in a garage seeing somebody jack up a truck, I'd think they had a flat.
Do you get a ticket when you went into this particular garage?
I think they got a receipt.
That could be an adhesion agreement. That could be the contract itself right there. If they, you come in, you grab it, and it basically says, too bad, so sad.
Yeah. A lot of those don't hold up because you never have an opportunity to examine before the money. It's after the money. And receipts have often been ruled out as contracts because of that. But this one is weird because it does say patrolled, and it would take a long time to take off these tires. But I don't think you're going to get anywhere. I mean, you can try a small claims court. You can try sue them. They might settle for something. Did they offer anything?
They did give my daughter and son-in-law a check for $200 so they could go out and have a nice dinner for their first anniversary.
That is probably more than they ever had to do. Okay. Now, again, you can still try the small claims. Brian, what about insurance? Insurance, sure. Right? That's comprehensive, right?
Yep, it would be covered. Now, the tires are actual cash value, but the wheels or the rims there, you would be able to make a claim on.
What is their deductible on that?
That I don't know. I'll have to check with them. Everybody was such a long day Saturday, and we haven't talked too much since then. It was just a stressful day.
Happy anniversary, right?
I don't know what the difference between that parking garage would be, because they keep their own keys. Right. It's not like a valet in Walmart or Target, or if it happened at the mall.
Right. You're right. It's a little bit of a difference because they get paid, and it's undercover. So
Cherry Creek Mall, you got to pay for parking now. So it happens there.
Yeah, no, they're not responsible. You're right. I mean, they're mostly not responsible, as I said. It's sad, and I really feel terribly about it. Listen, David Salisbury is an attorney at law that we love having on the show because so many people call about wills, probate, trusts, estates, estate planning. It's the kind of law that you will always need. If you don't have a will, do you know you can do a simple will for as little as $500 or $600? All initial consultations are complimentary, and he will give you prices up front. He does flat rate pricing. It's wonderful. David S. Salisbury, you might want a trust for your children. You may want a simple will, a complicated will, or let's say someone just died. You don't know what to do. He can take that call. 720-493-3911. 720-493-3911. David S. Salisbury is attorney at law, and he is on my referral list at referralist.com.
Our sold-out 2017 iHeartRadio Music Festival hosted by Ryan Seacrest.
iHeartRadio.
Tonight, one stage. This weekend at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas.
Watch it live on CWTV.com or the CW app, 8 p.m. tomorrow and Saturday. And for the first time ever, watch our Daytime Village noon Saturday.
Capital One is the proud marquee partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival. For more information on
put buttons and stuff on top.
I might do it for my kid. What's Mr. Dino's first name?
The new orthodontist, it was crazy. Do you know most crooked teeth?
Do you know?
Oh, yeah. Mr. Dino is Pete Scheinberg. Okay, so on the asphalt, I let him go. I tried calling the Eber Construction. When I got...
Oh, you let Daniel go?
Yeah. When I got quotes before, it was for $2,800. He says $1,200. I think that was delivered, not put down.
Well, but what is it per square foot yard? Or whatever.
300 yards. So
This guy's saying it's $28 a square yard. I don't think it's $28 a square yard.
He told me he was giving.
You got
50 cents
Mr.
a square foot.
Dino's email, Pete
Is
Scheinberg.
what he had told me. He was.
Do we have any experts? We have some experts on the referral list we can ask.
We've got
we did this.
We've got a paving guy. I don't think we add him up. Actually, let's call City Paving. He'll give us a real number.
Can we call City Paving as our expert for paving and see what per square yard asphalt would be?
Yeah, because it's everywhere. How much was the guy that texted me? What was he in at?
The guy that texted you?
How much would it have been?
Well,
it was $28.
I didn't write it down.
This could be. I don't know who this is, unfortunately.
Hey, do I have any Raleigh houses coming up? Can I do that?
Well,
it's not there.
1 square yard would be 28 to 30. So take the higher 30.
That's paving. Paving is, this is recycled tar. He paid roughly what paving would be, and the two people told me that. And this Ebert lied to me because he says he pays $27 a cubic yard because it's up in the mountain.
You mean the contractor?
The contractor. When I talked to him. When I talked to another local contractor, he says, no, we get it for $6 a cubic yard.
Okay, so
they're liars.
They are liars.
They're out of Texas, right?
Right. Right.
This tile guy, these are nitpicking.
Is that the Mr. Dino?
Oh, is this Mr. Dino?
No. You must be looking at it.
Do we have a complaint on Mr. Dino?
Yeah.
Send it to him right now.
I don't think I've gotten a complaint on him in a year.
Would a valet become responsible?
No.
So even though they're taking your
if they created the damage, but if someone stole your vehicle from them, no way.
Even though it's in their care, custody, control.
Unless they say,
I'm on a path to doing just that.
you know, it's a level up from a parking
Right.
lot.
Okay,
So they
so
would have to contribute in some way.
think about this. It's a nice car. Someone comes up and carjacks them with a gun to their head. You think the valet company is going to be responsible for some
but
nutball?
that's a crime.
Not for that.
All of it's a crime, though, is what we're talking about.
But if
No,
you're
not if
Someone steals the wheels.
vandalism wrong.
let's say, but if you're paying, because you pay obviously a much greater amount for the valet, and they are parking it in a place that is a little bit shady, you know, in other words, if I park my car somewhere, I'm taking the responsibility because I'm putting
there's
it
a
somewhere.
reason they put all those fancy cars up front.
Yeah.
$300,000 and $400,000 cars. It's not only because they want
to make it look like, yeah.
No, it truly is. Sometimes they don't want the liability.
Right.
But I don't think they're strictly liable. I think it would.
I don't either.
I think it would be depending on whatever happens.
Yeah.
Until Elation gave me the hair I've always wanted. Thicker, stronger, and healthier than it's ever been since I started using it. Cell therapy by Elation.
So if I called the contractor, they would have charged $2,500 to $2,700 and another $400 if they put oil on it.
Just the cell therapy. Between your own shampoo and
Yeah, but that's their competition up there.
Right.
No restrictions and guaranteed.
I mean, there's no doubt they ripped them off.
Yeah, he paid $8,500. What I'm saying is it's not $1,200. Like
The guy did agree to everything.
Yes, he did. But he thought he only had what was ever left over that was going to be my cost, but he did give him a price, and it was the same price.
So he could have got basically a whole new job for the same price.
And he could have got a paved for the price, right?
No, not paved. You mean asphalt.
Paved asphalt.
Yeah,
It was melted asphalt where they have the,
Yeah, I got you.
like a highway, like a highway.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let's talk and find out what's on your mind. And I want to take people who have been waiting the longest. And I apologize for any wait. Remember our help center, insurance, 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. If you want to call about insurance, quotes and checkups, you can get your declarations page and find out if you're paying too much. Do you have any examples, Brian, coming up?
Yep, I do.
We'll do some. But
Okay.
I want to ask you something about like Flexident. They do paintless dent repair. If you take your one, let's say somebody goes to a body shop and they want to replace a quarter panel, but it only has like some dings that Flexident could fix. Can they force you to go to Flexident? Can they can you demand a new fender or a new quarter panel?
No, not if what the expert, unless that's what the expert's saying.
No, but really, but if Flexident could pull out 2 or 3 or 4 dents or 5, whatever, but you say, no, I want it new. Can you demand that?
No, because car policies are actual cash value. No. I mean, they're not replacement cost on cars.
What?
Cars are not.
Homes
are replacement cost. Cars are actual cash value.
So they say you didn't have a new quarter panel, so you're not going to get one.
Especially if they can be fixed.
What if they wanted to buy a used one? They're going to go by cost, right?
Yeah. Yes. So if it demanded for it to be replaced,
if they could do it for the same price.
Exactly.
But they can't because Flexident gets in there.
They can do it for a lot less. Yeah.
Now, do they give incentives? I know, for example, one insurance company used to give an incentive. If you get a crack repair or a chip repair, it's free.
Yep.
Because they don't want to replace the whole windshield.
That's right. And it's a safety issue. So yeah,
there's no deductible, in other words.
That's right.
Do they still do that?
For most companies, glass repair, there is no deductible. For most companies, that's true.
Even when the whole windshield goes out?
Well, if the whole windshield goes out, no. You better, if you don't have glass replacement coverage, and not every carrier even offers it, but if you don't have it on your policy, then you're out your deductible for a windshield replacement.
And by the way, Flexident, the reason I mention them, they truly can do your car where it is not detectable. I mean, it's amazing what they can do. And they'll let you know if there are too many dings to fix. And they're some of the only shops right now. We had a shop that had, what, a 6-month waiting list? These guys were paying rental cars on more than 150 cars. It's ridiculous, or something ridiculous like that. Anyway, Flexident can get you in right now. FlexidentColorado.com, 303-619-6273. 303-619-6273. All right, I need to know what people... Recycled asphalt, crumbled and rolled, what is it per square yard? I mean, we're trying to get an idea here. Spencer's turn. Spencer, what's going on with you, Spencer?
Hi, Tom.
Hey,
for taking my call.
What's going on?
Appreciate it. My wife and I have a winter home down in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh, that's a great area.
Yeah, we love it down there.
You know, that used to be for old people, but I'll tell you, man, that whole Tampa Bay area has gotten hip and younger.
Yeah. Well, we're heading towards the blue-haired area.
Right,
we're in a 55-plus area.
So anyway, what about it? What's going on?
Well, the week before she came home this winter, back in April, she calls me up and says, hey, we got water coming up out of the floor. Like, we had some laminate flooring in there.
Yeah.
And she shot me some pictures. I said, I have no idea what's going on. I called a plumber out. They couldn't determine what it was, but they said it might be a pipe under the slab, so they sent a
this is slab on grade.
Right. So they sent a leak detection company out. He started doing some tests and determined it was a drain pipe coming off the kitchen sink going into the stack pipe. And
drain coming from the kitchen down below the tile?
No. Coming out of the back of the kitchen sink area into the wall.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So, long story short, they turned us on to a couple restoration companies. My wife made a few phone calls, and one of them was out, as I would say, as they were like ambulance chasers.
The restoration, I don't know, how bad was this water?
Well, it went from the kitchen area out into the living room area, kind of. And, I mean, it's a small place. It's only 780 square foot total, 2-bedroom villa. A lot of it was laminate.
We don't have any photos. You sent us pictures of a bathroom.
Yeah, and here's where the problem is.
Okay, but I want to say something while we're on the topic for people. If you have a sudden emergency with water and stuff like that, it's great to call one of these catastrophic companies. What are they called? Disaster relief. What are they normally called?
Disaster restoration.
Yeah. It's all right to call disaster restoration companies. However, I would never use them for the whole job. I would use them to stop the bleeding and to stop the damage and to dry it out a little. And then I would go to another company just like I would anything and bid it out. I would never use a restoration company. They look at jobs. It's just automatic as cash, 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 and they want every aspect of it. Even if they don't have people in-house, they'll sub everything out. The other thing is, it's the only company in the world that charges like this. But if they put fans in your house, you're going to pay by the hour for that fan running, as if somebody was there doing it for you. It's amazing how much these bills get. These restoration companies, in my opinion, one of the abusive companies when it comes to taking insurance proceeds. And I hate insurance companies, but they are downright abusive. Their profit margin is so huge. Not that that matters. I mean, I like people making money, but I just think that they're one of the reasons we pay so much for insurance. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out about you should not have used the same company to do all your remodeling. I mean, you need people who specialize in that.
Didn't know it at the time.
So anyway, and they'll argue that since we're in there and we're doing all this and maybe cutting out some of the walls and doing this, we should be the ones rebuilding it because we know exactly, you know, what we're doing and we specialize in this. And they may have a point, like when it comes to something that's partially damaged where the insurance company is nitpicking. Brian, don't they nitpick sometimes? Right down to you don't need the whole stud, you can just do the bottom half of the wall?
Yeah, I mean, there's cases of that, no doubt. Yeah, you do see sometimes where some adjusters will be more picky than others.
Or you don't need all the drywall, just cut up the first 2 feet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, anyway, in any case, keep going. Let's get right to the problem with this restoration company. I see a lot of pictures of tile.
Okay, here's the problem. They redid all the bathroom tile above the tub work. Because they ripped all that out.
Why did they rip everything out like this?
Because there was mold that was going up in the walls from this water, apparently.
How long has this been happening?
Well, we don't know how long it was happening. It happened just last season at some point, we're guessing. Anyways, so they had this all ripped out. We're rebuilding and retiling this bathroom. Everything was supposed to be done the first week of August. My wife and I made a trip down. I think the second week of August.
All right, so what are you complaining about? The work, the quality?
Yeah, the quality of it. There's 9 photos there that have chips just in the tile work.
Yeah.
There's tile that's crooked. There's tile that you know, it's not.
Did you already pay?
From one to the other? No, well, we paid them 2 of 3 checks.
Now these chips, these tiles can be replaced. But the crooked
I
ones...
mentioned that to him, and he says he doesn't think he can match the tile color up, and so he can't do that.
Well, then you can live with it. I mean, they are minor. I mean, it's not like... I don't think you didn't take any wide shots because I suspect they don't show up.
Well, I'm
not saying you live with it for free, but you would take a site... I mean, listen, you're definitely do something. It's not a perfect job.
When you look at it, Tom, it's just poor workmanship. I don't know if.
Well, what do you think the whole thing needs to be? Do you think the whole thing needs to be redone? Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm just running against the clock. I'm Tom Martino. We'll be right back. In a case like this, Mark, when people want an entire job redone, I mean, really, what do you do?
Mile High Drive is in pretty good shape right now. Just a few of the slow spots in the typical areas. Westbound I-70 slow in the elevated portion on the approach to Brighton Boulevard. Westbound I-270 stops on either side of Vasquez.
He was talking to you.
Oh no, what he said.
He said, "What do you think we should do in a case like this where someone wants a whole job done on something that's not that big a deal?"
I'd have to see it up front. That's the problem when they send pictures that are just like. Here, you can see the pictures he sent. I mean, I just start going, you realize what a small thing that is right there?
And then right there?
With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 630 K-How.
Last year, corporate data breaches.
I mean, you realize how tiny that is in real life?
I mean, you've got a close-up picture trying to get this.
In less than a minute, you'll know.
And then he said some of them are crooked.
Well, and then he sent an overall, but the picture's so shitty, I don't even know what to make of it.
Do commercials about this because if you're an addict, you're not going to listen.
I mean, is he saying that entire wall's crooked? I can't tell.
Because usually it's the family and loved ones who recommend rehabilitation.
I don't know.
Call the Raleigh House.
It depends. Here's what it comes down to. Is that the standard industry job? Simple as that.
Yeah.
If 50 people do the job, what's the standard? Is that it or not? I don't know.
Hey, Dan, I emailed you, Mark, and Tom about, I talked to City Paving because he couldn't come on the air right now. He sent us his answer. for the pricing.
Even marijuana.
You see that? I just copy and pasted the text.
So it's $9 per yard delay, and then 6 to 9 a ton.
Where's the job at? He wanted to know. Isn't it like isn't it by Canyon City or something?
By Platteville.
By Platteville?
Yeah. That's where Hubert's out of.
And it also says it depends on where you are. He actually says Castle Rock, the material can cost up to 28 to 35.
Do you want to talk to Ed? He's a nice guy, but he just didn't have time to come on the air.
Yeah. No, I talked to a art paver, and roughly his was a little higher than a guy down in Miles Construction who was down in the same area. They would have charged him roughly $2,500 to $2,800 plus $400.
How much is that per ton, though?
Is that near? You said this is near Platteville. Ed Carroll with City Paving is in the middle of a reseal, so he couldn't come on the air, so he texted me the answer, and I sent it to you, Tom, on email.
About 9 per square yard, 15 to $20.
I didn't need a new flashlight. That one, I swear to God, that one had special batteries, but they said not.
Let's say if we just use it times.
Oh shit!
So he would have been $3,000.
Is that other flash?
I gotta talk about
that. Is that other
damn
flashlight? Honey, they're wrong on that. It doesn't take double.
The tumbleweed.
I'll just
I keep forgetting tumbleweed.
I thought you were putting them off on purpose.
No, I keep forgetting the guy.
This is what he told me
before
when I talked to him.
Yeah, when we sat down and said Mark has an update.
Oh, you
let me ask you
talked to
something. It's so noisy.
I didn't realize
On the
that.
house.
That new
I don't know.
flashlight.
Right when we sat down, the call
He
screener
says,
said Mark
hey,
has an update on
I
something.
talked to a local guy, this Miles Construction, and he told me it'd be $2,700, something like that. This guy would have charged $3,000.
Okay, is it bright?
So
Is it what? How many lumens? Do you know how many?
3.5 times more than
Is it more powerful than that other one?
Send me that reply. I can't find
They
it
said
anywhere.
it's more powerful.
All right.
Okay. Damn it. Okay. No, that's fine. Thank you, honey. Okay. I gotta go. Thank you, babe. I love you. Bye. So she went to get batteries for my flashlight, and we talked her into a new one at Batteries Plus.
Ah, sucker.
No. Here's the problem, man. These batteries, I mean, these flashlights are a dime a dozen. LED flashlights are not all the same. These lumens vary from like 50 lumens to like 500. I mean, there are some that'll fry eggs.
I gotta read you something when we come back.
But there's so much to look for in a flashlight that I don't like just buying one, you know.
Yeah.
I'm really fussy when it comes to that stuff.
So the local guy here would have charged about $3,000 for his job. Local guy here in Denver. Down there, they would have charged about.
So he wasn't ripped off.
No, he was. He had charged $8,500.
Oh.
He wasn't ripped off 10 times that.
So what did it turn out to be then?
$8,500, roughly, a little less. And he didn't get oil.
He didn't. So it was just dry.
Just dry.
It's dry.
Rolled and compacted though.
But it's dry.
Right.
I gotta read you something.
Hold on a second. On this guy that we had that paid $27 a square yard for recycled asphalt, they did not melt and mix with oil and relay it. They just put down crumbled stuff and rolled it. Correct. So that's like gravel. That's like road base. Right. It's a little step above road base. Right. That's crap. And a lot of people do it. Anyway, City Paving, our expert said, the material is approximately $6 to $9 a ton. That's $1 per square foot or $9 per yard. That's for it. And or $9. Okay, he's saying $9 per yard to put it all down and get it done. And this guy was charged $27, so he was charged triple the amount. According to City Paving. Right. City Paving is on our referral list at referrallist.com. Wow. Can you believe this? This guy was charged triple the amount, but he agreed to it. What happens then?
And they're in Texas.
Who?
This company.
Oh, they come up from Texas. Oh, man. Anyway, we'll put that on the back burner right now. Talk to the guy.
I got something here.
Yes, what?
You ready? Can I read this?
Go ahead.
Dear Tom Martino, Radio Show and Associates. My tiny house build was delayed due to circumstances beyond the control.
Okay, before you read it, I should say what happened.
Of both tumbleweed.
This guy called us, and he was so pissed off.
Steve.
Steve said, I put down
$25,000.
And they said, I can't get my deposit back because I did not qualify for financing.
But yet they sent him an email that said, you're qualified.
Right. And we had that email that said, you're qualified. Then afterwards said, you're not qualified. Oh, and by the way, you don't get your money back. He put his money down only after they told him he was qualified. And then a month later or whatever says, you're not qualified, but we're keeping your money because it's no refund policy. But here's the deal, okay? I can, in some cases, see no refund policies when it costs you something, and when it's just flagrant violation of the contract or breach. But listen to this. This guy had a contract with them, and the contract did not stipulate that you had to be approved for a loan. So technically, they should have still built the house. He put $25,000 down. They should have kept building that house, but they did not. So I suspected that Tumbleweed Tiny Homes either didn't have the money to build the home or something where it was sketchy. Because why would you take a $25,000 deposit and not build a home? And the contract never said you must first qualify for a loan. I thought they were kind of using that as an excuse to keep his money. That was my suspicion.
It's like tripping a car.
Right. It's like you send a car out and say, you know, you don't qualify for financing, bring it back, but you still have to pay us for the use.
Yeah, $25,000, in my opinion. They're thieves if they were doing what I assume they were doing.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying this is what they were doing. It just sounded weird to me. So,
well, what they were doing is they took $25,000, said he was approved, then said he wasn't approved, and we're going to keep your deposit.
Yeah, that's all true.
They did do that.
That's all true. But Steve pisses me off. And this happens with consumers from time to time.
Oh, yeah.
And it bothers me. We go and work our asses off to help people.
So let me catch you up, though. On a Thursday was when he first called in and everything we just talked about.
And that day, the next day, they offer him half of his money.
The next day, they offer him $12,500, and we still thought that was ridiculous. Right. They didn't deliver anything. They didn't start building anything. Nothing was done.
So here's what Steve does. He does no communicating with us, and all of a sudden, we get this letter and an email. And go ahead, Mark.
Well, now we're going to be run out of time. But
no, go ahead.
It says, okay, my tiny house build was delayed due to circumstances beyond the control of both Tumbleweed Tiny House Company and myself. At the time we spoke, Tumbleweed Tiny House Company and I were under deep discussion on resolving the issue.
Oh, he said they were ignoring him.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. We had a follow-up call on September 15, 2017. Of course, after he talks stuff.
He's a liar. Steve's a liar.
Tumbleweed Tiny House Company and I have resolved our dispute.
Okay, that's wonderful. We helped him do it.
Tumbleweed and I have parted on good terms. I request that you please refrain from stop making statements about this matter.
Yeah, okay.
Sincerely.
Well, guess what, Steve? That agreement doesn't include us, okay? And it doesn't include us at all. And I'm pissed off at you because you know what? You're a liar. You're a liar, Steve, because I'll tell you why. You said they were ignoring you, and here you said, during the time I was under deep discussion on resolving the issue, they didn't even call you until you got in touch with us.
Yeah, they gave him the old threat, hey, you better shut up on the radio.
That's right.
What he doesn't know is we would have got him back the entire amount.
Well, he might have gotten the entire amount. We don't know. We don't know what he got, but it was enough that he had to send us this letter.
You're welcome, Steve, by the way.
You're welcome, Steve. And Tumbleweed, listen, man, you know we were close. I'm happy you resolved it, though. I really will give you kudos for that. At least you resolved it. I'm Tom Martino.
I wanted to get that in with the springs up.
So there probably was two sides of that story too.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I'll bet you there was.
I don't think so. I got to tell you, these tiny home companies tend to have problems. Hell, the one I went out and chased was out of business.
Right. Well, that's the one that moved, and that guy was crooked from the day one.
I think they're all crooked.
What do we do about? Oh, I'm still with Spencer. I got to go with him.
We got to find a real one. Because people, actually, I think that whole thing's going away.
Spencer, this is Tom.
You know,
and we're off the air. I just want you to know we didn't drop it. We'll take it up, okay? Hold on.
I agree with you.
Although your air conditioner could be one of those little battery-powered fans.
Well, they're cheap lead, I guess if you're in California and stuff, but even these tiny 20 by 10 is a huge one, right? That's 200 square feet. These are like 8 by 10.
They're wannabe hippies. I mean, the whole thing comes down to why wouldn't you just buy a hell of a nice fifth wheel you can set up anywhere? Then you can go, you know how hard it is to move a tiny house?
They're on trailers.
So you just...
A lot of them are on trailers.
You think you just hook up and go?
Yeah. No, a lot of them drop them and they put them on a slab. Like the one guy in Wyoming, that's what he was going to do. Is drop
well, then that's not easy to move.
Right. I'm saying, but his was, I think, going to be on a trailer.
But why not buy a fifth wheel? What the hell's the difference?
That's exactly right.
Has told
That's exactly right.
their other banks, it's a massive banking system.
What is he talking about?
I told two of my friends to send their stuff in there. I told them I get 10% for every 500 thing over 500. And say, because one guy's paying $2,600, I think, for himself.
Yeah. Puerto Rico guy. You realize they're saying they might not have electricity on the entire island for months?
Yeah, I read that.
Good time to go buy some property?
Actually, it would be. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But, I mean, they can't even do a deed right now. My God, you couldn't get a surveyor out there.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Dan was joking, said maybe it's time to buy property, but he's absolutely right. But I don't think he can.
If you have a long-range horizon, it's an excellent idea. But I don't know, man. How would you? I mean, although there are previous legal descriptions.
Yeah, that's true. Because a lot of people own the property, but they're not going to have insurance to rebuild. So what are they going to do? They can sell the property.
Start now for free at Experian.com/scan.
I'll do a Facebook campaign right now.
I read an article that Amazon, Denver is the absolute likely place for Amazon to come.
That is so good for us if that's the real deal.
You've heard that right there.
Yeah, I read that with the New York Times announced that they believe.
That's who started that part.
Yeah. That
See,
Denver should be the
prior to that, when it first came out on MSNBC, they were not MSNBC, CNBC, that Amazon was looking for a second headquarters.
Yeah.
Denver was nowhere on the list.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they were #1 according to what you read.
That's all I've heard of it, is the New York Times deal.
I don't know what they do. The only part I don't understand is the mass transportation.
Well, we have light rail.
God, how do you call that piece of junk? You know, I tried to hop onto that. First of all, when I lived in Castle Rock, you'd have to drive somewhere to get on it. So I'm already driving. Why the hell would I go?
What are we talking about?
Light rail. And then I get on it, so I get on it at Park Meadows, and I'm going to the...
And you can take it to the airport.
And I'm going to well, you can now. And I'm going to the Broncos Stadium. It took an hour and a half
Mark, I
to get
will
to the
tell you
Broncos
though,
Stadium.
the Union Station to the airport is the smartest run they have.
Yeah, it's a good one.
They still got guys out there opening the damn gates manually.
That part's not good.
What are you talking about, Mark?
This shit hasn't worked since it opened. They literally still have to stop traffic and manually put gates up and down because the system doesn't work.
Oh, but I know several people who use that religiously.
I've used it. I've done it. I've done
What do you think of it?
That run is one of the best.
Like you said, it's hard to get to the place where you actually are going to.
Hi, Tom Martino, your consumer advocate, fighting for you, and we love doing it. Yes. And this hour brought to you by Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. If you're looking for a used car, truck, SUV, or van, Rocky's. They've been in business for more than 30 years, and they are still going strong, providing you with a variety in not just colors and prices and makes and models, but also in financing. You have variety in financing. 40 lenders to choose from. They can originate and close everything right there 100% before you leave. And they do that because they don't want to give you that dreaded callback saying, oh, you didn't qualify. They don't play any of those games. Rockies, 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646. Rockies. Hey, speaking of automobile dealers, I downsized from a Traverse to an Equinox. Did you know that, Mark?
I saw it this morning. I thought it was still a Traverse. Though.
No, it's pretty. It doesn't have the third row, so it has the 2 seats in the front, and then it can seat 3 in the back, and then it has the cargo area. I love it. It's small. Do you know it's a 4-cylinder? It's a 4-cylinder turbo. It's so fast and zippy. I love it. It's just, you know, I used to love the Avalanche, okay? Look at how far I've come from the Avalanche. That's a beautiful ride, a beautiful vehicle, big, to the little Equinox, because my life has changed so much. But I love it. It's just so easy to get around in and to park, and it's loaded with options. Loaded. I don't know why people would, you know what? I'll bet you this car in another brand, a foreign brand, would be $60,000, no doubt. A packed, loaded SUV.
Does it have heads-up display?
No, it doesn't have that. No.
That's all I want my Santa Fe to have.
You always talk about heads-up display. I love it. I mean, if you have it, I guess you get used to it and love it.
Yeah, when I drive Mark's Genesis, I get spoiled.
Once you have it, you don't even see it until you look at it.
I know. I don't know. It's just never been an option that you know, one option I'll never do without is nav. I love nav. And the lane assist and the braking and all of those safety features this has, you know, those are nice to have, but they can be a pain in the butt, too.
What about the backup camera? That's my favorite.
Now, to me, I absolutely, positively love it. And this has the backup camera along with the top view. You know, the artificial, they do that, you know, that, what do you call it? It's virtual reality, really, because it's like you're looking down from the top. Those are wonderful cameras for helping approximate where you are. Anyway, 303-713-8255. But it also has a Wi-Fi hotspot. Did you know? Isn't that cool?
That's cool.
Yeah, it's through satellite, through
yeah, Chevy has that.
OnStar, so that's cool because it really is fast. I'd like to know how conscious people are of price conscious. Price conscious.
Compared to?
No, conscious. Yeah, price
Depends
conscious.
on what it is.
Well,
do you care about the overall if you're talking vehicles, do you care about the overall price or your monthly payment?
Well, you should care about both. People who
of course you should.
People who shop monthly payment are going to be ripped off. But I really believe people are price conscious. That's why we're doing the insurance checkups. People, you should never be loyal to insurance. You just move on every 2 or 3 years. So what's some examples we have? We're doing our insurance checkup. If you call the help center right now with your declarations page or an approximation of what you're paying for what coverage, they can give you an idea if you have a great deal or not, and then quote you without any obligation whatsoever. 303-771-HELP. 771-HELP. Okay, what do we have?
Yeah, and we really do try to take the time to evaluate what you have and give you some suggestions if you don't have enough coverage or if you're
right.
You know, got low deductibles.
Many times we not only save you money but increase your coverage. So
right.
Go ahead. I say we. I don't do anything except put out the number. Go ahead.
Okay, so we had one here from Allstate paying $28.57. We're moving him that's for auto and home. We're moving him to Auto Owners Insurance, who's very competitive right now, and their cost was $17.89. That's a savings of $1,068.
No. And can you believe that? This person made one phone call and is saving $1,068. Oh, man. Okay.
And then we've got one here from State Farm. This is someone that has been with State Farm, to your point, for 30-plus years, they said.
Oh, my God.
They're paying $45.74 right now. We're moving them once again to auto owners in this case, and it's $33.85. That's $11.89 savings.
You know what? I would have thought they'd be beat up even more than
I know. I don't know if there's more coverage on that one.
That wasn't as bad as I would suspect for 30 years with State Farm. Go ahead.
Yeah, this one's American Family paying $54.39.
Oh, God. One of the, you notice these top 5 bad ones. American Family's one of them. Go ahead.
We moving them to Acuity for $42.44, which is $11.95 savings.
Oh, man. So far, everyone has saved more than $1,000.
More than $1,000.
Did you ever do it, Dan? Did you ever do the insurance checkup with them?
I did, but I had an issue with my son, and they couldn't beat it.
Mark, you did Compass, right?
They just got me my new policy through, I think, Progressive.
Yep. Anyway. Yeah, we love Mark. He likes to pay. He has to pay a little bit of money for insurance.
Well, you know,
Lord,
I know. He went through a bad.
You know what's funny is my driving, as you know, Brian, is perfect.
Right,
I don't have any tickets,
Mark's
any accidents,
perfect, never
nothing.
Wrong.
But my wife, on the other hand, tends to crash things all the time, and my son tends to crash things all the time.
Oh, it's terrible. It's just having a minor in the house hurts you.
Yeah, it does.
It wasn't long ago I was spending $1,800.
You're spending more on your umbrella because of minors.
Well, you spend more on everything.
Right.
Are
Okay,
you
so
kidding?
go ahead. What else?
Last one I'll put here. This person was the Farmers. Again, a long-term customer of Farmers, paying $44.45 a year. We're moving them to Safeco for $28.36.
Oh, man.
So that's $1,609 savings, $1,609. And this is one of those, when they called in, long-term farmers, they had the state minimum, $25.50 liability.
Oh, my God. So you increased
We moved
the
it up to
coverage.
$250,000.
So, listen.
So 10 times the coverage. 10
times the coverage for $1,600 savings.
That's right.
Mark, this is incredible. You know, why don't we do this more? I mean, why don't people do this? Are we the only ones that promote this?
I think those State Farm people, though, still send you like a candy bar each year around renewal or something.
Oh, my God. Anyway, Lou says he has some asphalt information. Lou, I think we found out everything we needed to on the recycled asphalt being rolled and the price, and this guy paid about triple the amount. But go ahead. What else do you have?
I was just going to say that we pick it up for $8 to $8.50 a ton.
Yep, that's
sale.
Right around what we heard.
We deliver it for $20 a ton in the metro area. And there's an additional fee to spread it and to do all that.
Yeah, but per square yard, it still comes out way cheaper than what this guy paid, which was $27.
I think he got a fair price because the square yard.
He didn't have. Okay. Every single contractor we interviewed, every one of them said,
yeah, what's your company name?
Said it was outrageous.
What company are you with?
With Ace Excavating, but we usually.
Are you talking about asphalt as in Are you talking about asphalt as in paving, like a parking lot?
Recycled.
And just spread.
If you look at Pioneer, call Pioneer. They charge $20.
Well, then we know where to avoid, Lou, because guess what? We talked to no less than 6 contractors that say it's outrageously priced. I mean, $27 a square yard, they called outrageous.
Well, they said you could get regular asphalt for that.
But you bring up a good point, Lou, and that is.
You have spreading, you have rolling.
That included all of that, Lou. We included all of that, but it's okay. That's why we have a free marketplace. You bring up a good point. Lou wants to charge $27, but other people charge only $8. So $7. So that's what free market does. So that's pretty good. I mean or $9 it turned out to be laid down and rolled. But Lou, that is why we have like free enterprise, right? People get, I mean, who's to say what's right and wrong? But I know this. I would not go to a guy doing $27 a square yard if I can get it for $9. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Unless the guy doing $9 was cheating in some way, which these guys that we talk to, they're not cheating. They're not. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Brian, what do you need, sir?
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Good, man. What's happening?
Hey, I just had a brand new roof installed, the whole hail damage thing, and we had it installed, this reputable contractor, but there were just some issues that happened during installs. It ended up taking them 2 days to do the install because of some delays, and they worked into the night, working at night.
So what do you need?
So what I'm looking for is someone who can do basically a post-install inspection and give me a report so I can take this back.
Man, people hate doing that because they're so busy. Roofers are so busy that it's difficult because they didn't do the job, but you want them to inspect it. Now,
we got that one guy.
Now, we have a roof inspector. That's what he does, and he would do that. That would be a good time to call him. We don't actually have him on the referral.
No, but it's also going to be $400 to $500, so the guy knows.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay, so, and you want to do this for what reason?
Just to troubleshoot it. Like I said, the crews worked into the night. I don't know what you can see on a 2-story roof, without lights at night, but, I'm just concerned about the overall install.
Don't you think you should have checked while they were doing it?
It's a 2-story, and honestly, I don't get up on a 2-story roof.
Do we have the name of that inspector somewhere, Suzanne, or Mark, do you?
I do.
Oh, good. We got to get him... we got to get him to get on the referral list. I think people would use him more than he thinks. He was thinking that it wasn't necessarily a consumer service. Hold on, Brian, and we'll get you a number. I even forget his name. He was a roof inspector. He did inspections, and it was pretty good. Listen, you got to be careful and protect yourself on all of this stuff. You do. It's a good idea. Jenny, what's happening with you, Jenny?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Jenny. I'm sorry for the wait. What's going on with your RV?
Okay, well, first I just wanted to give some kudos to David Salisbury.
Oh, cool.
Who I used last year.
We love David.
Last year my mom had a heart attack, and then she had to go into, some nursing home care for about 2 weeks. And I had originally brought her from Florida, so all her legal stuff is kind of Florida. So David came all the way out to Westminster, looked through her stuff, and advised us what to do. And
isn't that nice? He made a house call.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He was just great.
Yeah, he is a good guy. He really is a good guy. Yeah. People love him. So anyway, what's happening with this RV?
Okay. My first question is, if you sell a vehicle here in Colorado, and you're totally transparent about it, any issues and this and that, and you sell it as is, and the seller accepts it, the buyer accepts it, and it doesn't pass emissions, whose problem is it?
Yours. In this, yeah. If it doesn't, now hold on though. There's some caveats to this. First and foremost, at the time of sale, it needs to be able to pass emissions. Okay. And there are certain conditions where you can transfer, I think, if it's a recent inspection, you don't have to get a new one. But in every case where they have to get a new one, it has to pass. Otherwise, it must be sold as not only as is, but tow away. If you sell it as a tow away, they have no recourse. But if you sell it as is, it has to pass inspection. However, if they waited 3 weeks and then it doesn't pass, well, then you have an argument, because you could argue, well, at the time it could have passed.
Well, this would have been a 9-day thing.
Why did they wait 9 days?
Oh yeah.
Well, here's what you have to determine. Here's what you have to determine. Why is it not passing? Is it something that obviously was there when they bought it, or is it something that they contributed to since they bought it?
Well, I wouldn't say that. So let me tell you the second part. It was a Chevy, like 454 engine or whatever in it.
Yeah.
And in 2013, my husband converted it to diesel.
Converted it to diesel? I've never heard of. Wait, you mean he put a new engine in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he put a diesel engine.
Okay, I get you. Got it.
I'm sorry if I don't know all the proper.
No, that's okay. So he installed a diesel engine. Gotcha.
Right. And, we got all that. We got Colorado registration and stuff like that. And then it just, every year at admissions time, it just kind of became a problem for us, whether it was going to pass or not.
Why? Because of the visual?
No.
Okay.
Whatever emissions. The emissions.
No, but there's a visual inspection as well as, meaning did he take off any equipment? Probably not. So you're just saying it didn't pass. Diesels have lower standards, don't they? Don't diesels have lower standards?
Yeah, and you got to bring him to a certain place to get the emissions.
Right.
Right. He always had to go to a.
So hold on a second, okay? So I don't run too long, and I'll come back to you. I'm not sure what the question is though. But we'll talk about it. 303-713-8255. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. How many times do you hear me say that? And I say it for a reason. I mean it. Ideal wants to be sure you're in an ideal situation when you deal with them. Anyone can refinance you. Anyone can, in Colorado can refinance you or do purchase money loans, but only people like Ideal will put you in better situations. They'll look at your credit and help you there. And if you have excellent credit, they'll make it better. They have special algorithms and special systems to help you tweak your credit legally and quickly. Yes, and it'll get you better pricing overall, saving you thousands of dollars over the years in your mortgage. For example, they can pay down one credit card by maybe a few bucks, or transfer a balance, or correct an address or your age or something on your credit report. They also have custom term loans. So you pick any term you want. You don't always have to go back to 30. They have rate guarantees. So if you refinance or buy and rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. You can call for details on all of these at 303-867-7000. And their pre-approval is like a cash offer when you're buying a home, because you're already approved. All you need is an appraisal and title work. 303-867-7000. Yes, idealhomeloans.com for your next ideal home loan.
This report is brought
For the most part, the lunch hour
Boy, that asphalt price is all over.
I mean, people are disagreeing.
He was very high. That was extremely high.
Oh,
and then a local guy told the guy who called in 50 cents a square foot, which is $4.50 a yard. That's way too low.
Do we have any more water? I can ask her to bring one up.
You realize the other studios have fucking refrigerators? I'm just telling you.
Well, maybe they bought them themselves. We can buy one.
Well, let's do it.
But then it'll be robbed. We have to get a lock on it.
Take it here.
Yeah.
Shut up, Dan.
No, somebody would complain about it.
Complain about what?
I don't want to see that box.
Actually, there would be a problem. The compressor.
The fridge?
It would be a pain in the ass.
Well, then how do they do it?
Take that stupid thing.
Oh, that's true. I don't
Let's
know.
put that up here and see if take it.
Pro Auto.
Let's take that old one and put it up here and see if someone...
Let's talk about Pro Auto Care.
If you care about your auto, then you'll go to Pro Auto, because I'll tell you what, Al Aramis has been doing this for 25 years and he's not fooling around. When he takes your car, he not only does what you need done, but he looks for other things as a complimentary service. He always is looking to see if your car is in top-notch shape, and he even makes suggestions, and he keeps track of your car and sends you email reminders. Not only that, but you get free roadside assistance and warranties in between each and every repair. Yes, 3 years and 36,000 miles. So it's like having a warranty all the time and having roadside assistance all the time. I love the way Al does business. You will too. It's a family-owned and operated business. His son is there with him now. 303 Pro Auto, 2 locations, near Evans and I-25, near Bowles and Santa Fe. They're always running specials. You can find them at 303proauto.com or give them a call. Yes, you guessed the number, 303 Pro Auto.
Everyone does it. In the living room, the garage, at the kitchen table. Everyone you know. Your kitchen.
Lady, you open up the Craigslist motorhome, that's what she's talking about.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Radio is huge.
I see a picture of that rolling turd, man.
That's what it reminded me of.
My God.
And Google.
I wonder how that went wrong.
With radio, you reach more of who you want. More boomers, more
It's with a NASCAR, a fun NASCAR theme.
iHeartMedia.com for one place everyone is. And
Boy, I never heard of someone swap diesel
Two
like
things
that.
happen when you get a DUI.
Yeah, because you have to swap out the
I
transmission.
have a live here for Joe, and you have that? That's on there?
Can help you in both areas. What?
I have Joe Lazzara on my log, and I'm just hearing him right now.
I know. They put like multiples in for a lot of this thing. There was like, I don't know. We can skip the Lazzara.
Yeah,
thing
I want to.
Yeah,
Because
it's
it's too.
Middle defense. Joseph.
They have like 3 flexidents in here,
Yeah.
like 2 plumb
I'm
lines.
just
I don't know
saying,
what the
for
deal was.
Joe, that's just
Yeah,
too much.
That's fine.
Face the truth today at 1. The Republicans in Washington that broke your promises. This is the net result of it. On Denver's talk station.
Oh, come on, Hannity. You're always giving a blowjob to Mr. Trump.
Oh, Hillary.
Hi, Tom Martino, FrankDuran, You will never do better than Frank Duran. If you're looking for real estate, you want to buy some, just give him a call. You will love the service. And if you're looking to sell, he'll list your home, and he doesn't hold you to a long-term contract because he wants to earn his keep, and he knows that he has to make you happy, and he does it each and every day. I say this every day, and I mean it. Frank Duran is simply the best, and you'll know if you use him. And most of his people come from referrals because he just does such a fabulous job. Here's the other thing. You're going to think you're the only customer. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. By the way, RE/MAX Lifetime Achievement Award. He's with RE/MAX Alliance, right, Mark? Isn't that RE/MAX Alliance?
You bet it is.
And he soon has a brand new website coming. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622. Okay, let's talk. We have an RV, and Jenny sold it. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't, I'm sorry. Was that Jenny? Yeah, the RV sale.
Yeah.
You sold an RV, and you asked, I was confused because you were talking about vehicles in general, but basically you're asking if you sold it as is, does it have to pass emissions? Yes. Your husband had converted it to diesel. That really has nothing to do with it. It has to still pass. So what is the issue? Do they want to bring it back?
Yes, they brought it
Why
back.
doesn't it pass, though?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the emission standard or whatever.
I don't know who's somebody's touching your phone and toning it.
Sorry.
But okay, bottom line, did you take it back?
This has a couple of components to it. Okay, so the first we heard from them, we sold it to them on Sunday, September 10th.
Yeah.
Then on Friday, September 15th, he calls my husband, and he's having a little bit of a runaround with the DMV because the DMV shows it as a gas, or the VIN number still says it's a gas.
That's right.
Even though we have a Colorado title that says diesel, and then we also ended up registering it a few years ago in Kansas.
But I can see where they'd give him a hard time.
Wait a second. Where did you have it registered?
We registered it at...
when you sold it, where was it registered?
It was registered in Kansas.
You know what? I personally wouldn't do anything then.
Oh, hold on. Though, Mark is saying Kansas doesn't have the same emissions laws, but I think it's where you sell it.
You can't compel someone from out of state to follow Colorado's laws when it comes to emissions.
You can't. No, you can't. But she sold it here. She sold it in Colorado.
So that's what I'm trying to say. There's a couple components to this story.
Can you stop toning your phone? Okay. So
I'm sorry.
So there's a couple components. I know that is a weird one. I'll grant you that. It was registered in another state. Yeah. They bought it, and it doesn't pass emissions.
Right. So then my husband contacted Kansas and made sure that they showed it as a diesel.
But Shelley, do you live here?
And they do.
Do you live here?
We live here, but we kept it in Kansas most of the time. My husband raced sprint cars, and that's mostly where we used it.
But where do you live? I mean, where are you a legal resident?
We live in Wheat Ridge.
Okay.
We live in Wheat Ridge.
Okay.
So we have a title with his mom, who lives in Kansas, and our names on it.
Well, if she sold it, and see, it gets weird.
Just listen, Tom. Then, so my husband goes to straighten out the whole VIN thing. And I'm not exactly sure how we get the VIN, because if you do pull up the VIN, it does show it as gas and not diesel, even though we have titles.
Keep going.
Yeah,
and keep going. You tell me to listen, but you say the same thing over and over. So keep going, because that title doesn't matter.
Okay, so he takes it Tuesday the 19th. He takes it to emissions, and it fails. So he calls my husband, and he wants to bring it back, and he's all hot-headed and stuff, and I can kind of understand. Like I said, we made a mistake.
But keep going with facts. This is where I need to move you along. Okay.
Okay, this is the facts. He wants to bring it back. However, he went and put $2,000 worth of brand new tires on it. So he wants us to give him his money back plus $2,000 in tires.
I'd wait till he sues you.
Yeah, so I said to my husband, I said...
Wait a minute, what does he want to do?
He put money into it, so he wants a full refund, plus he wants to pay her more.
What do you mean?
Plus he wants them to pay him more.
No, you don't do that. But here's what you could do, okay? You could just tell him, look, this was a Kansas vehicle. Who signed the bill of sale?
He did.
No, I mean, who sold this car to him? Your mom?
Oh, my husband. Yeah, my husband.
Your husband, not your mom, who lives in Kansas, who would not be bound by Colorado law? Okay.
Right. We signed the title over to him.
Okay. So,
like I said, we were totally transparent about this. In fact,
I understand.
I'd let a judge, if he comes after you, let a judge sort through this crap.
But if a consumer called me and said, I bought an RV that was registered in Kansas, but I bought it from people who live in Wheat Ridge, and I paid, and it won't pass emissions, and I put tires on it, and I want a refund, and I want them to pay for the tires, here's what I would tell him. Sir, I think they should give you a refund, but as far as the tires go, you shouldn't have done it until you were sure that it was going to pass emissions. That's not their fault. That's what you tell them. And if he can get the old tires, put them back on, because you're not going to give money for tires, but I would refund the money for the title, and I wouldn't wait to be sued. I mean, that's what I say, look, we're going to give your money back, sir, but we're not paying for your tires. That is not our problem. It's not detrimental reliance, because we never told you it would pass. We never told you it wouldn't. You should have had it checked before you put money in it. That's what I would tell him. Because, and here's how you trick them. You say, why?
What we did.
Okay, good. And what did he say?
What we did do the transaction the other night. We gave him the $7,000 back, but he brought his heated girlfriend.
Okay, but wait a minute. So now, what about the tires? What is he doing about the tires?
They said they're going to take us to court.
Okay, good. They'll take you to court, and then you're going to say, Your Honor, why did he want his money back after the emissions? Why did he want it back? Because he knew that it must pass emissions before the sale is final. So, knowing that, he still went out and bought tires. Why should we be blamed for him doing something out of sequence? That's the way, because he can't say.
And that's our whole question.
Yeah.
And we were willing to work on getting it passed.
Yeah. I think you're safe. You gave the money back.
He was so hot-headed, he just wanted his money back.
Well, you know, you gave the money back. You should sell it. What I would do if you get more money because of the tires, or I would attempt, if I could, to sell it and then, you know, pay for the tires if you got more money for it, but I don't know if you would. The guy shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have done it. Mary, what's going on?
Hello.
Hi, Mary.
Hi. I have a question related to cataract surgery.
Yes.
My insurance will only pay for the standard blade, and I'm apprehensive about the blade being used in my eye for cataract surgery. What is your opinion?
Well, first of all, why are they only paying for that?
Well, I have Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Yeah.
And that is what they will cover.
They won't cover the more advanced, less risky procedure.
Like the laser? No.
Wow. So they're going to do the good old-fashioned. Now, have you called Icon Eye Care about this and asked them?
No, I did not.
Why don't you call Icon and say, look, I have this insurance, and they're telling me I need a blade instead of the most advanced. Is there something you can do? Have you ever had these approved? Why don't you talk to them?
Okay.
Now, are you having the advanced lenses put in, the ones that focus, or are you doing just regular near or far lenses?
The regular focus.
And which one are you doing, near or far?
Far.
And then you're going to need readers to read, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Well, there are new lenses, just so you know, where you don't need glasses because they can focus both near and far.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I have them in right now.
Okay, what are they called?
Symphony is one of them, and they have different kinds.
Okay.
I think they have crystallines. I'm not really sure, but I know Symphony is one of them. But you listen, why don't you call Icon Eye Care?
Okay.
Because I am sure they deal with this all the time.
Okay.
And they may not even have a special charge for doing the other way. So just call them. I don't have the number offhand, but Icon Eye Care they're on our referral list at referrallist.com, or they should be. They were we were just talking about that the other day. They inadvertently were taken down, I think, but I think they're still up there. Anyway, let's talk about treatment for addiction. This is a difficult topic, but I love talking about it in this vein. The Raleigh House has helped us with establishing a special hotline. And it's for people who want to call and get information about treatment. You see, so many times, you know, what do? You call a place and make an appointment for treatment for an addict? You do it for yourself if you're an addict, or for your loved one? That's weird. You need to know about it. How long is it? What does it entail? Well, with the Raleigh House, it's 90 days long, and they do medical with blood work, nutrition, and supplements, and the behavioral as well. They do both. They do the whole round, holistic approach, but they are going to answer your questions like that. And you're going to ask how much, and does insurance cover it? And what about talking to the addict? How do I do it? They'll tell you that, depending on male or female, if they're your brother or sister or husband and wife. They've seen it all, so they can help you through this process. Because you do have to approach the addict in your life. It will never get better on its own. Okay? TheRaleighHouse.com is the website if you want to learn about it, but this is the special number to call if you need some hints and tips on getting through to your addict, and if you want your questions answered, whether it's pain pills, painkillers, alcohol, meth, cocaine. Just give them this call. Get it started today. 720-893-5559. Even if you don't ultimately end up at Raleigh House. at least you're taking a step toward treatment for the loved one in your life. 720-893-5559.
This report is brought to you by Experian.
Just one crash on the highway, and it's a doozy coming out of the tech center. Northbound I-25 after Hamden. We're looking at a rollover wreck there. Big delays between Hamden and Yale. The two...
I forgot about it, so hold on. Do we have an expert? No, we don't, do we? Okay, never mind, hold on. I needed to find... No, I'll ask Brian, never mind. I know what I'm ask. What do you do with insurance if you have a problem? They still pay, right?
Well, I remember him saying mold, right? So most policies have a limitation on that mold coverage, but
no, but can you withhold insurance payment from a contract?
630K how?
And can you tell your insurance company do not pay them?
Oh yeah, the insurance company should be paying them. They should be paying the insurers.
A free dark web email scan only from Experian. It costs nothing, and it could help you get your identity yours.
We could
Start
do
now for free at Experian.com/scan. With the nation in Sunday market.
Hey, Brian, somebody sent me a forward to you, sent me a declaration pledge page. What email should I send?
I couldn't find it. I'll get it out. It's Brian, B-R-I-A-N, at quotecompass.com, QUOTECOMPASS.com.
630 KHOW. Online, on demand, and streaming live right now at KHOW.com. If you're over 50 and concerned about any of the following, stay tuned for an exclusive free bottle offer. Are you concerned about your heart health? Are you interested in healthy brain function? What about joint comfort and energy? Well, if you answered yes,
that's what this guy should buy for the tiny house.
We'll give you a free bottle of Krill Omega 50 Plus now with code Q10. Krill Omega 50 Plus with code Q10 combines krill oil with fish oil in one tiny pill. And this little pill delivers big health benefits to your heart, your joints, your arteries, and brain. And with code Q10, you'll enjoy extra.
What'd you say, bro?
Best of all.
They should have that Dolphin with the diesel engine in there. That guy should have bought that for that tiny house.
$7,500, man. And it's got new tires, I hear.
For you today. Yeah, they want 2,000 over. They paid $7,500. Now they want $9,500.
Yeah, they want 20% of the vehicle.
That's a lot of tires. I would say,
Brian,
I want the whole tires back.
Dan is like a psychic. He is an amazing. He's got one talent that's amazing. I'll tell you about it next week.
No. Genesis Total Exteriors. They do interiors as well, so they should be called Genesis Total Exteriors and Interiors. Anyway, this is the time to call them. They're doing all the outside stuff now, the sliding windows, gutters, hanging fences, decks, but they're going to be moving to inside for the kitchens and baths and basements. Give them a call, get lined up. They do design build from beginning to end. 303-679-8509, 679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Okay, so, Spencer, we haven't forgotten about you. Here's what we were trying to do. We were trying to figure out if we could get one of our people on who does tile, who could look at the photos. We've been unable to do that, but we wanted to address the problem in this way. First and foremost, do you believe the entire thing has to be redone? Because if that's the case, this is going to be one hell of a battle.
I do believe it needs to be done, Tom, and here's why.
Oh, my God.
Like
that's going to be...
Said, there's 9 chips in tile alone. There's several spots where one tile up against the other tile, it's not even and smooth. Like, let's just say you went to go squeeze
when you say up against another, what do you mean?
Like one tile, and then you got the grout line, and then the next tile.
And they're different textures?
All that matters is it industry standard or not. I mean, really, that's what we need to know.
Okay, but have you asked them...
There's tiles that are cut crooked.
Okay, did you ask them, would they redo the whole job?
Yes.
And what did they say?
Not going to happen.
No, it's not. How much was allotted for... How much was allotted, Spencer? I need to ask, how much was allotted for the tile?
I don't know the answer to that.
Do you have the contract?
How much was the whole bathroom?
It's not just the bathroom, right? This entailed a few rooms.
This entailed tear out of flooring throughout the kitchen, living room, kitchen counters.
Okay, let's ask this. Is the tile the only problem?
Big picture, yes.
Okay, that's good. That's good. At least we have a definable problem. Here's why, Spencer. Whenever you have a problem that can't be easily quantified or defined, the battle is almost impossible. Like when I have people say, oh, Tom, no matter what, everything's bad and this and that, it's almost literally impossible. But I need to know, why didn't it get spotted before it was done?
Because my wife and I were in Ohio.
Oh, that's
our
right.
Primary residence. They were down in Florida doing the work.
What area was this in?
St. Pete. St. Petersburg, Florida.
That's where this tile was done? Well,
yeah.
I was going to say we'll send someone down, but I don't see that happening now.
No, but hold on. This contractor, what's the name of the contractor, Spencer?
Synergy Contracting Group.
And see, they subbed this out, no doubt. Did you talk?
Yes.
Did you talk to them, or did you talk to the contractor, the tile contractor?
No, I spoke with Synergy. That's when I was told that it was subbed out, and he told me initially, he says, I don't even know if I can match these tiles up, but out of the goodness of my heart, if I can, then maybe I'll have my subcontractor do it.
Why
and I said,
people?
well, if you can't match them up, then the whole thing's got to be redone.
But Spencer, you can match tile. He's just full of crap. I mean, why can't you match tile? Tiles.
I don't know why.
Well, people do it all the time.
Because he doesn't want to. That's
right. That's exactly right.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to budge an inch from day one on anything. You know, this was insurance work initially. They submitted like a $32,000 claim to the insurance company. They settled for $26,000, which, you know, they gave them some movement.
Hey, I got an idea for.
Hold on.
Listen, I got an idea for him, because he said water damage. He said some other things I was thinking about. He can't call Freddie because Freddie's out here, but you should call a public adjuster down there to come look at that claim again.
No, that is not a bad idea. They have some aggressive public adjusters in Florida.
Oh, you bet they do.
No. Here's what I mean. It won't cost you anything, because you're only going to pay a fee based on the additional money. And if you can get this adjusted upward where you didn't even know for damages, you might be able to take care of a lot of this. Now, I'm not suggesting you let this contractor slide, but I have to tell you, you have to quantify it. You need to get a tile installer in there to talk about correcting it. Now listen, you got to get a price for this. Not for replacing the whole floor. You have to show a judge if this ends up in court, and I'm hoping it's going to be like a small claims court under a certain amount of money. I don't know how much this is going to cost, but if a tile setter says, you know what, we can do this, because I know they can saw tile out and take it out and then replace it, and you'll never know it happened if they get the tile, but you got to get a price on it, and then you have to compare that to a whole replacement. But when you say you want all the tiles, then you're talking about the shower and everything, right?
Well, just the shower area. And Tom, I was
hold on. So wait, that's different. No, that's different. When you say just the shower area, be specific. What are we talking about when you say you want it redone?
The 3 walls.
Just 3
shower walls.
That's not bad. That's very reasonable.
That's what I say. And I told him initially.
Wait a minute. You're being overly reasonable. I thought you were talking about the entire tile job.
No,
it's half a day's job at
3 walls.
Well, you got the tear out, and it can take the drywall off, though.
No, I know, but you put more green board up. That's nothing. But these guys should not be fighting you on this. Look, okay, Dan, Deputy Dan,
be very reasonable.
Deputy Dan, you are nominated to call this company. You are nominated to start doing some negotiating.
You still need to call a public adjuster, though, man. Although they're probably so busy down there right now, it's crazy. But you will be. But here's why: because they started 32,000. These contractors settled at 24. I bet you anything they didn't know how to talk to the insurance company. There's stuff missing.
Spencer, this is true. Honest to goodness, I will sell you that 95% of the time you're going to find more money. And Spencer, that's no small thing, because you're not even thinking about it now, so any money you get is found money. It really is.
Right.
And it's not a new claim. It's on the same claim. There's no damage.
Who is your carrier?
Southern Oak Insurance.
I have never heard of them. Have you heard of them, Brian?
They're a Florida company.
They're just in Florida.
Okay, so hold on a sec. Here's what I want you to do. You got a little punch list. First, you got to call a public adjuster and say, look, I already collected this much. can you come in and take the job from here on? And if not, maybe we'll ask Freddie to contact somebody for you. And then after that, we need to get a tile guy in there, and you need to quantify the replacement of 3 walls. Forget about just repairing. The replacement of 3 walls. And what the good thing about that is, even if it didn't exactly match, being that it's 3 walls in the shower, even if you were a shade off and you replaced them all together, you wouldn't notice. So find out the price of replacing those 3 walls. You do those 2 things. Dan will call you and get some details. I would like to just take a stab at calling the company and saying, look, you know, we have a radio show with a huge audience, and you may not think it affects you, but it all does eventually. And it would also help if you had a phone number for them and a few listeners here and there, not get rude, but called and say, hey, you know what? We heard about you on the radio, and that will work. So what is the number to Synergy? Do you know?
I do have it in my phone here. I can give it to you off air if you like.
Okay, give it to us and we'll put the name out. And I'm not suggesting people call and insult them, but it's all right to say, hey, we heard about you on this radio show. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and we're live on iHeartRadio, and we're downloaded on iTunes. We're all over. Yes?
Well, the only thing, the pictures that he sent, though, you saw some of those they're like scratches, man. Those, if it's truly crooked, which I don't see any pictures of, that's one thing.
That's right,
but
Spencer,
the pictures he sent are kind of.
You didn't send any pictures of where the grout lines were off.
You know, I'm working off 2 sets of pictures. Pictures I took real quick, and then pictures my wife took, and I was trying to gather them up today.
Okay, take some more time for us.
Let me tell you where these guys are and how unreasonable they are. There are some mini blinds that were messed up on their behalf, and they were in there. $5 mini blinds. I threw that in there initially on the punch list. He's like, absolutely not. We're not taking care of that. Then when this tile issue came up, he came back to me and says, well, listen, we'll take care of your $5 mini blinds. You sign off on the tile. I'm like, no way. That's how unreasonable this guy is, in my opinion. You know,
I haven't seen it, but I'm sure he thinks you're just as unreasonable about the tile if he wanted the whole thing done.
I would like to see.
He's being a bully, too.
Listen, this whole thing sucks, okay? It was done wrong to begin with, Spencer. You should have had somebody on the job that you knew and trusted. Whenever you have vacation homes or you're absent, you need a property manager, or you need someone that you trust, a friend or a neighbor that can take responsibility. Seriously, Spencer, part of it's your fault for not mitigating damages, not being there to stop things when you saw things going wrong. I know that you live out of state. I understand all of that. But there is some responsibility there. So here's what I want you to do. What I said, get a tile setter to estimate, or to even see if it needs to be replaced. Because like Mark said, he's having doubts about the whole replacement if truly we're talking about just a few chips. And then let's see, I need some photos of those grout lines. I really do. You say they're off, but I want to see them. I'm hoping that you're not just nitpicking this to death. I'm hoping. Because if it's a few chip tiles, they can be replaced. Dan, you take a stab at the contractor, and we'll see what we can do. We'll just take, we'll take it one step at a time. One Clear Choice garage doors. Now, you want to talk about perfection. Man, I had a garage door installed by them. I've had several, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've had so many. Really, these guys are great. When I get a home and it needs a garage door, I call them immediately for the free inspection and tune-up and adjustment and safety features. They check everything on a door, and they lubricate free of charge. Mention Martino, the Martino inspection, complimentary inspection. When they do this, they put a sticker on there because they want to be your garage door company. They'll even give you a written report on what you need. So I had them replace doors. I swear to you, these doors are not only beautiful, they are so quiet. You will not know if you had your back to the door. You will not know if it's raising or lowering. That's how quiet they can be. And they have Wi-Fi technology for the smartphone. It's wonderful. 303-565-6409, OneClearChoiceDoors.com.
This report is
one big delay on the highway.
Did it say South Korea was your warm site?
That's what I'm trying. That's why I'm really digging into the article.
We're bombing them?
No. According to Daphne, we bombed them 2 days ago.
The planes are in the air.
Pack your patience. Also, a couple of highway crashes.
But it said China's going to quit funding them.
Watch out for delays.
That's huge.
Crash being cleared on Broadway.
But why would South Korea step in?
Step into what?
Last day of summer
bank with
with a hot high of 80.
What's that?
To bank with them.
Skies. Overnight flow.
I didn't see that.
Right now we got
some South Korean officials fear the new aid will send a mixed signal to international leaders.
I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 K How.
Last year, corporate data breaches were up 40%.
Yeah.
This year, it could be worse. Find out if your data.
Holy shit. Well, South Korea sent $8 million to North Korea. Why? They say it's for humanitarian.
You know where that's going to go. It's another rocket. That's another 2.5 rockets.
Like this guy gives his people anything. He's eating caviar. They're out eating bugs.
Here at Platinum Tax Defenders, we're A+ rated for better business.
South Korea's the one that didn't.
That's the pussy right now, right? I mean, the guy's like, and they're the ones that are going to get blown up.
Yeah, I think we got to just pull out of South Korea.
I think you're right. They just gave him $8 million. The only reason we're caught up in this shit is because of them. I'm just. Thank God for Trump.
You know what people don't realize? They say, well, North Korea's never going to do this and all this. What's really scary is North Korea is going to sell this technology to Iran.
Of course they will. They already think they're sharing.
And that's the scary.
This deal Obama did with Iran, you realize they can create ballistic missiles and fine-tune them perfectly. Then they grab the damn nuke from the North Koreans.
But they need money for that. Oh wait, we sent them a couple $100.
No, fucking South Korea's paying for it. I can't believe they just gave him $8 million. That fat kid threatens to blow him up every single day, and they give him $8 million. That's mind blowing.
I'm turning my Hyundai in.
You know what? That's right. Well, not yet.
Not yet. I still like it, kind of.
Want to lower your mortgage rate and payments?
Boy, that would suck. If we do bomb them, how am I going to get parts?
I want to start a podcast that's sponsored, and we push it out to everybody, and we do it apart from the show completely. And I'm thinking
no holds bar.
I'm thinking we can get an audience, and I mean no holds.
Like a satellite show.
A satellite. I mean, but I'll get the equipment.
But no holds barred, right?
And I think we do an hour. That's all.
Woke up cold one Tuesday. I'm Tom Martino, and I want you to call Approval Reverse if you're 62 or older and have equity in your home and you need money. Now, this is not for everyone, but it's a great retirement tool for some. Listen, if you need to live off your equity, get a lump sum, a line of credit, or a monthly payment, it could be just right for you. Well, as I said, it's not for everyone, because a lot of people, they want to leave their equity, and this does eat up some of your equity, but it will never, ever, ever be upside down, ever. Your estate will never be responsible for a negative balance, ever. Okay? Call for details, 303-771-3528. ApprovalReverse.com is the only one I trust to tell you the truth on reverse mortgages, really. They won't slam you into it. 303-771-3528. ApprovalReverse.com. Well, let's see who's been waiting the longest here. I think it's been Shelley. Shelley, what's going on with you? Shelley?
Hi, Tom. Thank you for taking my call.
What's happening?
I would like to well, first of all, I would like to start by saying that my daughter constructively evicted last November from a flat that she was renting for almost 2 years.
Okay. And so she evicted herself, and what was the issue that caused her to do that?
Her apartment was broken into. All they had to do was open the windows to her bedroom, and they stole all her electronics.
But wait a minute. Shelley, how did the landlord get responsible for this? What was wrong with the window?
Well, ever since she moved in about 1 3/4 years prior.
Yeah.
Even on the check-in sheet, I always made sure, I go through all that stuff.
What's wrong? Tell me what was wrong with it.
The place at the time, it was really the biggest issue was the windows and the locks.
Okay.
As she lived there a while.
You have to have a very specific habitability standard that's violated to do a constructive eviction. And one of them, but you can't just pick a bunch. I mean, you just told me it was because her house was broken into. Now you're telling me rats. Shelley, it could be multiple issues, but I need to know something. Did she go through the process of notifying the landlord and giving him a certain number of days to fix it? In writing?
Not particularly that way.
So she didn't do a constructive eviction.
It's possible, Shelley, that she had a really good reason to move. It's possible a judge will take her side. However, in a constructive eviction, you really need to notify the landlord and give them a reasonable amount of time to correct it, and then advise them you'll be moving out at a certain date, and then do it. But you have to have clearly definable problems. So I didn't hear one yet. Did you say that the locks did not work?
The locks, none of the windows locked. This is kind of a high crime area.
Now that would be definitely good. I mean, not good, but you know, it would be a good evidence. If truly those windows did, are you sure they did not lock? I can walk up and open.
Tom, believe me, we requested many times in writing. It was on the check-in sheet when she moved in, and also throughout the year and a half that she was there. We did many things to request that, and every
Hold
time
on.
she would
So are you telling me that literally these windows you could just open?
Yes.
And walk in?
Absolutely.
Or climb in, whatever. Okay. What floor was she on?
She was on the second floor of a duplex, but she has a balcony with big pillars that anybody could just climb up.
Now okay. See, now we're getting weird. I'm not sure about it now.
But that's not even.
I don't think it even matters, because if they didn't follow what exactly they had to do, it's not going to be considered.
No, but I'm trying to give her ammunition if she's sued.
Okay.
To at least what to say. You're right, Mark. I don't think she did it properly, but I'm trying to give you ammunition. Shelley,
right.
When did she do that? November
of 2016, but here is the issue today, and I know you like to work that way.
What is it?
The issue today is that once she gave him, after she was broken into and we filed the police report and everything else, you know, she called him and told him that she was moving. We sent it in writing.
Gotcha.
Okay, and so she told him that she was moving right away. We knew she was breaking her lease, technically. I mean, we were prepared for that repercussion, okay?
Right.
What we were not prepared for was that she would have an eviction
on her
record. Yes. Now this is the use of court for.
No, I understand. This is wrong because it technically was not
housing authorities, and he retaliated. And
right.
This was,
and that's where landlords use credit reports for blackmail.
Yes.
And you know what? No, that's what they do. And you need to go after them for it. You need to.
I agree.
It's slander of credit. Now, the credit reporting agency, you have to tell the credit reporting agency that it was not an eviction. However, it was a breach of contract. And I mean, technically, you know, she did move out before the lease end. Now, a credit reporting agency, you can object to and get it taken off.
Okay.
But they may put it back on. They may not take it off. You have to fight it there. But then you're allowed to put an explanation up there.
Right.
So
what I'm more concerned about, Tom, is that there's an eviction on her public record on the court records, and she was never.
Wait a minute. On the court records? No.
Yes. Listen, this is where I.
Wait a minute. How can it be on a court record? Is there a case number?
Oh yes.
Okay. Here's what happened. Then I'll tell you what happened. He probably posted a 3-day eviction notice on the door. She didn't come. And then but he never served her, did he?
He's just got to put the notice up.
No, you have to serve him for the hearing.
You guys, just let me just tell you what happened. I'm pretty concise with this. Shortly after she gave notice, things just started to go to hell, and we called the Department of Neighborhood Services because this place was.
Be concise, Shelley.
My God.
You were going to tell me, how did he get an eviction? Go ahead.
He set this up. He placed a 5-day notice.
Right.
To vacate or quit on a door, which we thought was.
But he still had to serve her for the hearing. So hold on a second. You know what? Can we get her on tomorrow with Brandon Siglian? Hold on. We have a tenant landlord attorney. Hold on. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. Compass Insurance Group, man, we're flat out of time. 303-996-9000. To call them, and 771-HELP.
If you want luxury granite or quartz countertops in your kitchen, you need to call.
You know what kills me is, why doesn't she say that at the beginning? Why doesn't she say,
Shelley, hold on a second, okay? Hold on. Wait, she's gone.
Why doesn't she say that at the beginning?
What?
it's funny to hear anybody say they're going to be concise, though. It's just so hard for them.
Oh my God, it's almost the opposite. When they say that, they're going to go into a long story.
And people say, "Oh, I don't listen," and then they don't say anything different than what I just said. I